and that boxing event the same day, bro. Like that's stupid.
He needs to find his replacement if he's going to move on to boxing. Plain and simple.
He did a good job with UFC, no? We're live?
Yeah. Don't say the N word.
don't say nuclear. Some favorite words. You don't want me to say. You don't want me to say nuclear.
Exactly. Yeah, well, we're live. All right. Let me just promote this event so people know that we're actually live. But yeah, tell us, why didn't you like the Haney event? What happened?
Wait, so I can't say the N-word anymore?
All right, so this is the thing, right? I was there, Times Square. People seem to be like.
Where were you? Where were you exactly?
So basically, I was walking around, right? I went there during lunch, and they already closed it off. Like they put something where you couldn't see the ring, right? So I went there to check out the place, like during work. It was like 12 p.m. and people were like already like hanging around, being like, everyone was like, "What is this? We don't know." But people were curious, right? So then I leave work and I get there like 6 p.m. and like that block you can't walk. It's too crowded because people are just like standing, right? So it's like, fuck, man. I walk back, but then along the block there's like there's like 3 big screens where you can see the fights.
Oh, okay.
So basically, yeah, like people were ready to be entertained and they let people down. So basically the Haney fight comes on, right? And it's like people aren't even watching it, man. Like they couldn't care less. Like to me, it's so disgusting the way he fights because he backs up. Then when you get close, he clinches, and like before he clinches, like you throw a punch, he ducks below the waist and he clinches you, right? And like I spoke to a girl, she did fencing a little bit, right? And I think in fencing there's like different rule sets. In fencing, if I make contact and you make contact at the same time, the person who initiates the attack gets the points. And like that should be principle in boxing. Like it's so simple. It's so simple because what Haney did is like, bro, like you're wasting people's time. We don't want to see you fucking like jog around. Around is 3 minutes. We don't want to see you jog around for like 30 seconds, throw a jab, jog around for 20 seconds, throw a jab, jog around for like 10 seconds. Like you're wasting people's time. That's not how you fight. Like to me, again, like if you go by fencing, right? Like if you and me make contact and I initiate the attack, I'm awarded the points. So in boxing, I felt like if Ramirez, right? Even if Ramirez is hitting shoulders and forearms, and let's say Ramirez threw like 10 punches, 8 of them hit shoulders, forearm, hip, and Haney threw a jab, 1-2, and the 1-2 landed on Ramirez's forehead. I'm still rewarding it to Ramirez because he's the one that's like initiating the action. Because if it's up to Haney, we're just staring at each other for 3 minutes. So it's like
the way I see it, if both guys fight the way Haney's fighting, then there's no fight.
Yeah.
Like both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, like how do you? The thing is with Turkey, right? Turkey and his people, how do you reward that? Like that's how you kill the sport. Like how do you reward that type of like quote unquote fighting? That's not boxing, bro. Like boxing use defense to like initiate like an attack. Like you could use like defense by like baiting people in, staying in range and like baiting people in. But he doesn't do that. He like runs away. He runs away. That's so fucking frustrating. And the thing is, again, Turkey, not even Turkey, but like American boxing officials, they reward like that crappy like black American style. Because no one else is doing it like black fighters. They're just like fucking up the sport.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to continue, though? Like, do you think Turkey's going to be dumb enough to actually allow it to continue?
Even if you look at like Turkey is rewarding it because even if you look at how Shakur talks about his upcoming fight with Cepeda, right? He's not talking. They're like when the media's talking about Canelo and Crawford. Sorry, I jumped over. When the media's talking about Canelo Crawford, right? They're saying if Canelo couldn't catch Skull, how is he going to catch Crawford? So like the narrative is like, bro, like Canelo has. So like they're already accepting that like Crawford's gonna like fight negative. He's gonna like he's not the one to initiate. Like it's on Canelo to initiate combat. Like what type of shit is that? when I used to spar and fight like black fighters, right? Like, bro, I'm not chasing them. I'm not chasing you. Like, I don't care if we're like 2 minutes just fucking staring at each other. Like, that's how I would fight like most black fighters. Like, bro, like, I'm not gonna fucking play tag with you, man. Like, I mean, it's just how I feel. I don't know. I'm sure more people feel this way.
Well, I think Turkey is probably pissed off. Or do you disagree? Do you think he doesn't care?
Oh, he's pissed off.
Yeah.
He's pissed off. Nobody, because even if he's losing money, right? Even if he's losing money with the events, you still want to leave an impression on people, right? So it's like, what impression did that event leave for people?
I mean, terrible. All 3 fights were boring as fuck. I felt bad for the people who were waiting outside over there in Times Square because they got to see absolutely nothing, basically.
I feel bad for people who live in New York.
Yeah, and the thing is, if it was like good fights, right? The atmosphere would have been great because when Rolly he landed the hook, like you can hear the street go whoa, right? Like you hear everybody go like everybody make a reaction, and again, like you're in New York, you're in the street, like you never see that like on a big screen. So imagine if they had like real fights, like the atmosphere would have been crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody in the street yelling. It would have been great, but yeah, it's crazy. It's true though.
I think
the only exciting part of the night was that knockdown.
Yeah, Turkey. If you wanted to promote boxing with like and with these like big events, he would have had like good matchmaking, right? Like I would have put Isaac Cruz because I know he's gonna come forward. I would have put you know who I would have put? Isaac Cruz and the what's the 140-pound fighter that beat Valenzuela? It's a black guy, Russell something.
Gary Russell Jr.
Yeah, so they're both 140. I would have matched them up because I know that's gonna.
You're right. You know what? I think Turkey. What the mistake he made was that he went with the big names, and he didn't really think about what the outcome was going to be. You know, the matchups were bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need someone to lose, though, right? You need like 1 or 2 fights where you're like, this guy's just going to be set up here, just to get a knockout.
Right. That's what he should have gone for the knockout. But
yeah, just like he said, Cruz is someone he's going to just straight up pummel. Why not? Start off the event like that, so people are like, "Wow, look, this guy just got knocked out. It's cool. Let's watch the rest of this."
You know, the only fight that he maybe he got right was Ryan Garcia against Rolly Romero.
Rolly?
Because everybody thought that fight. I mean, why? Who would have thought that fight was gonna play out the way it did? Nobody. Well, I mean, I can't say nobody. Maybe somebody did, but most of us thought it was gonna be the most exciting fight of the night.
Yeah, Ryan shit the bed with that fight.
Yeah. That fight was disappointing. That was a good matchup. Something that a fight that we expected to be fireworks. But the other 2 fights, there was a lot of question marks, especially with Haney and then Ramirez, who's clearly out of it. He should retire.
Yeah.
That fight was going to be, and then Lopez against Ramirez. It was a big question mark in that fight because both guys are somewhat technical. And there was a big possibility of that fight being boring.
Yeah. And out of that whole bunch, right, I see Tio as the most talented, right? But the thing is, the only thing with him is he's not particularly like strong. So he's not like a killer or finisher. So like talent-wise, he's better than them. But physically, he's not that imposing.
Yeah, I agree. No, it was, to be honest, it was a bad matchup.
Oh, and I don't know if people said this, right? This is my prediction. Crawford versus Canelo. The brothers are happy that a brother is getting paid. That's all it's about. They don't care about him putting up a good fight. And like we know this, so I don't know why people are like talking bullshit. Like we know this. Even the media knows this because they keep saying like you can't catch a skull. How are you gonna catch Crawford? Why isn't the talking point like like Crawford might knock out Canelo. Crawford might knock out he might knock down Canelo. No, the talking points are like, oh, if it's a close fight, then Canelo is he's washed. Like,
Right.
what kind of shit is that? So like me, I'm not looking forward to the fight, right? I don't know if Turkey, he's like depending on casuals to pay for the fight or what. But again, for me, boxing fan, not interested, because that guy, he's going there to get paid. That's the W for him.
Well, so you don't think you don't think Crawford? No, do you guys think Crawford believes that he can win this fight?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't believe he's gonna win. For him, the W is just getting the big paycheck that he could never generate by himself.
I think
Like,
he thinks
for him,
he can.
that's
I think
that's
I'm
the
with
W.
Quags. I'm with Quags. I think he actually believes he can win the fight, especially after that performance against William Skull.
Right. I think he'll try to replicate that, Bucho.
I don't think so. He's gonna do the same thing Charlo and Skull did. He might engage, right? He might engage.
Yeah.
But once he feels the shots, and he blocks it and he gets the shot on his shoulders, he's gonna pull back and he's gonna be on his bike for 20 minutes. That's gonna be the fight. So the people
Okay.
like that are expecting to see something like.
Crawford going into that fight, he believes that he can do like what Crawford what Jermell Charlo did, what William Skull did, but maybe add a little bit of offense, and then
I'll put it like
he
this.
can win a decision.
I'll put it like this. Right at this moment, right now, what he believes is what Vinny Pazienza believed against Roy Jones till he got hit,
Oh yeah,
which may be the other man's point. Once he gets hit, that may change everything he believes. But at this moment, sitting here between all of us and them in their training camps and everything else, Crawford believes in his heart he can win that fight.
yeah.
Now, all the way up until he gets hit, then we'll see what he believes.
Chief, you're giving him too much credit. I don't think they believe it, man. I don't believe. Look, think about it, right? How tall is Crawford? Chief, you're giving him too much credit.
How tall he is has nothing to do with his self-confidence.
It does because
It's
look,
completely irrelevant to us. So a 2 foot tall person has a lack of self-confidence. We're not talking about actual features. We're talking about mentality. We're talking about mentality of a person. And as we sit here right now, he believes he can win that fight. I would bet my next paycheck he believes he can win. It doesn't mean he's going to. Doesn't mean he's going to keep. I'm actually backing your point. You're about to argue with me. He believes he can win all the way up till he gets hit. And once he gets hit, just like you said, when he blacks out a little bit temporarily because the difference in size, power, everything else kicks into play, that's when we'll see what he thinks after that. But as of right now, with all he's done in the ring, with all his confidence he has, with all of his self that he's convinced himself he is based off of his title wins, his undisputed, the Spence fight, and everything else, and the fact he believes he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's no doubt in my mind that he thinks he can win this fight.
I think so.
I don't think he's going to, and I think that it's going to drastically change when he gets buzzed real good, just like you said. I agree 100% with you. But sitting here right now that you think he doesn't think he can win that fight, what fighter doesn't think, outside of ones that definitely want a payday? And the difference between Bud and Charlo is that we knew that the Charlos were paycheck players a long time ago. Bud believes he's great. We knew they believed that they were just talented but wanted to get paid. There's a difference in mentalities there. Bud's not
I'll
that
tell
guy.
you why. I'll tell you why size matters, right? Because throughout his career, he's 5'9", right? So he's 5'9". He's like a lanky, skinny guy, right? Throughout his career, he's beating up on lightweights. He's beating up on junior welterweights. Like he's going into fights knowing that he has like physical advantages over them, right? But he's going into it knowing that he's going to be hydrated a little bit bigger. He could take shots from the smaller guys, right? So against his fight with Canelo, he's going up with a shorter guy, but he knows like the shorter guy is like strong. Like this guy's like 5'7", 5'8", fighting at 168. So mentally, he knows he's like, yo, he's more solid than I am. So like he knows that he's going up against a challenge that he never faced before. So again, like I don't think, for me, I think you're giving him too much credit. I don't think he believes he can win.
You're clearly not giving him enough.
Well,
Given you're not hearing me clearly on all this either.
I listened. I heard you
multiple times to where
didn't hear him.
You've listened, but you haven't heard. Listen, you've listened to Jimmy, but you can't hear Jimmy.
Your name is Chief. Your name is Chief, but I haven't seen you at any powwow, white man. All right.
What the fuck? Okay. No, but seriously.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I've been chief longer than you've been alive, my friend. Anyway, that's not the point.
Call yourself Guardian. Take a hint from the Cleveland. Call yourself Guardian, not Chief anymore.
My friend, I earned chief longer than you can even understand. I'm never taking that name away, and you will never take it away from me. Having said that, you haven't struck a nerve. I'm just putting things into perspective. You're not listening to me. You're taking self-confidence based off of size and things like that. That has nothing to do with Crawford's mentality. And I'm not saying that size doesn't matter. Those words never left my mouth. That's your narrative that you're trying to push towards the fact that you think I'm saying that. I said nothing about that. I said that Crawford believes very much that he thinks he can win that fight right now. Just like Vinny Pazienza believed. Vinny truly believed, and I talked to him about this, he truly believed he could beat Roy Jones till he got hit. And then it all went out the window. He still tried. He still gave everything he had. But once he got hit with a shot he couldn't see coming, and he couldn't prepare for it, and he did not have the reflexes for it, he knew he was in over his head after that. But he didn't know that till he got hit. As of right now, Crawford thinks he's going to be faster, even though he's going to be slowed down due to weight, which everybody in this panel knows. And everything's not going to be the same because he's never been at that weight, and this guy's comfortable at that weight. Everybody here's on the same page on that. But Crawford believes he's faster, and he thinks he's good enough. And Crawford's arrogant enough in his confidence based off his abilities. As of right now, he thinks he can win that fight. He believes it.
Chief, do you think people around Crawford are telling him, hey, man, you're going to beat him up? I know you can do it.
Of course they are.
The more reason why he still believes it even more. One, he's inherently self-confident, so he believes it on his own. Two, his people are telling him, yeah, you're going to win, which is only hyping it up in his mind. Now, I don't know who I'm speaking to because I'm on my phone, but the gentleman that's talking about how he doesn't think Crawford believes it. What's in it? One more time?
All stock, my friend. I agree with you that once he finally gets hit with that good, clean shot that you're talking about, everything will change.
And you will
be 100% right. But as we're here right now, I don't think Crawford thinks that's going to happen.
Are we going to look like idiots? All of us that are picking Canelo to win easily, are we going to look like idiots if it doesn't happen like that, or if it's a close fight?
I'll tell you. No. So what are you calling a close fight? So this is the thing, right? This is what a close fight to me is not fucking Crawford running around and like surviving. That's not a close fight to me. Like if neither of them land, but Canelo walks forward and Crawford backs up the whole 12 rounds, that's not a close fight to me. That's 12-0, even if no punches are exchanged. So that's my perception.
Well, that's also not an accurate way to judge a fight. So. That's your perception, but that's legally not the way to judge a fight.
You know what I mean? It's an exaggeration. I just mean where like there's not much action going on. The person initiating, going forward, for me personally, like in my head, I checked it off for him because without that person, you just have two people staring at each other.
Okay, so for a person that gets too literal sometimes. Well, BDA, may I ask one quick question?
Sure.
Okay, for a person that gets too literal sometimes. So basically what you're saying is when neither one of them's doing anything, but the ring generalship goes to Canelo based off of coming forward and dictating the fact, trying to make the fight. That's a hyperbolic way of you saying 12-0. I understand what you're saying there. Is that kind of what you're alluding to on that?
Of course, yes.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I agree with you. Sorry, Mr. BDA. Thank you very much.
Oh, see, that's the problem with you. You're not picking up what people are saying because you're too busy thinking about fighters from the 90s and pre-90s. You're thinking about the old school boxing, back when boxing used to be better. You should listen to the youngins, Chief. They got something to say. No, but okay, so I just wanted to ask you, because I got in here late to this conversation, who are you picking between Crawford and Canelo?
Me?
Sure, yeah. Chief, yeah.
I don't know if you're talking to me or
Chief, don't do it. Answer the question.
Okay, so me myself, I'm obviously picking Canelo. I think Crawford's age, the weight, and everything else like that. There's no indication, especially with only seeing him fighting above welterweight one time, and it wasn't impressive enough to think that he's going to be a world beater at 154. That putting on exactly 20 plus pounds, that anything's going to be better at age almost 38. If he was fighting a fellow faded guy like Tyson and Holyfield, who were both heavyweights, but I mean, they were both faded. one was more faded than the other. Canelo, even though he didn't look bad, didn't look great in his last fight, to me, didn't show signs of being faded. He just looked like he was taking an easy tune-up before he could get ready for the big fight he's going to concentrate on. And so I don't believe that we saw any signs of slippage from Canelo. We have seen what we think might have been signs of slippage from Crawford in the Madrimov fight. And again, that's him moving up 20 pounds total from a career, and now he's putting on another 20 more in one fight. It may have been several months, but it's only in one fight. He's never had anything above 154. He's going to put all this on. It doesn't look like, for what I've seen, I haven't seen him with a shirt off, but I've seen him in his T-shirts and stuff. It doesn't look like it's all muscle right now. And so Canelo's a solid block there, and he can fight. He's comfortable, and he has skills. So that doesn't spell a lot of good stuff for Crawford. I do think Crawford, at one point in time, between the two, might have been a more skilled fighter. I don't think he's got transitional skills that are going to exceed his weight. I think he's reached his limit, and I don't think he's taking for a paycheck. I think he believes he can win, but he's going to find out quickly that he can't, and then I don't think he's going to have a very good plan B.
See, it's interesting. Very good breakdown. The reason why the best thing that could have happened to this for this fight happened with Canelo looking bad against School, because listen, like I said earlier, or like I've said earlier in other episodes, School fought like he back foot bitched it. He fought in the ass style. However, Canelo, even though it's very difficult to look good against somebody who fights in the ass style like School did, Canelo could have done a couple of things more to look less bad, but to make the fight a little bit more interesting. There were no jabs, or very few, I should say, very few straight rights to the body. It was all loading up on hooks, and then every once in a while trying to sneak in an overhand right upstairs. That I don't understand why he didn't try to switch it up. I mean, a guy of his caliber should have at least tried, and he really didn't. And I don't. There's no doubt he won that fight. You can't win a fight by moving for 30 seconds and then throwing one punch, have landed at best, and then hope that wins you the fight. So there is a little bit of doubt in my mind now more than ever. Like, okay, maybe Crawford can pull it off, because I gave him a shot before. Now I give him a little bit more of a shot, but that's the big question that Chief brought up too. How is Crawford gonna react? How's he gonna look carrying the extra weight? Which brings me to my question to everybody: Are the claims of Crawford being, because this is all the way back from 2018 when he claims he used to walk around at 170 pounds. Now they're claiming he walks around at 184. Are these just BS claims, or is he really that big?
Yes, I'm calling BS. Look at him and look at Skull. Like Skull is like fucking like they look different, man. Mm-hmm. And what does Skull you think he walks around at? What weight does he say he walks around at?
Who? Crawford?
No, Skull.
Oh, close to
168.
Yeah, he looked big as fuck. I mean, he was big, and he fought like a bitch. On top of that,
190 maybe.
Yeah. Fucking more embarrassing.
I guarantee his walking around weight is higher than Crawford's.
190.
Yeah, I just hope one thing when the black casual fans, right? Like, I'm saying this right. Like, I just hope
black? Why do they have to be black?
Because that's his.
What else are they gonna be?
Right? Yeah, what else? What are they gonna be? Is Chinese? I don't know.
White casual fans.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a good point.
No, maybe there is. But the thing is, I hope the brothers hold him down and they make bets so I could bet on Canelo. That's it.
Same,
bro. They're gonna make.
It'll be fun. That's it. Because I'm not looking. I don't expect this fight to be exciting because, again, I'm assuming Crawford. Once he feels the shots coming, he's gonna disengage and collect his check. So at least I want to see some black fight fans with egg on their face, and make a little change. That's it. That's my fun.
Well, that I definitely think the odds.
We all love to talk shit.
Listen, even with Jermell Charlo, that is obviously when that fight was announced against Canelo, so many people, he's too big for Charlo. It's gonna be a mismatch. And then as the fight grew closer, you started seeing people switching it up. The conditioning started kicking in. I got to root for my guy. My guy is going to win because he can't lose. It's my guy. That's how some people think. And it's going to be the same thing or even more pronounced with Crawford. As the fight nears, particularly fight week, you're going to see, even now I'm seeing it. After the School fight, I'm already seeing a lot of people on Twitter, so-called experts saying, Crawford's going to outbox him. Crawford's going to outbox him. I'm thinking, interesting. These fights getting better and better.
I hope the betting odd reflects the black person's delusion then. Because I want to
Me
make
too.
money,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. Because it's not gonna
I'm
be.
trying
It's
to
not
buy a
gonna
new
be
TV,
exciting, man.
bro.
Sober, I don't know if Sobers is there, but Sobers, what do you think about all of this?
He's gooning.
The fuck is gooning?
He's gonna be gooning off. He's gonna be
There.
gooning on fight week.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Sober's going to answer. So let me just say this real quick. BDA, on the panel, who's usually been the biggest Crawford supporter in the past 5 years?
You.
Vessel. No, I'm kidding. You.
And I don't even think he can win this fight.
Yeah, because you
So,
know you're stuff,
Anybody
man.
else that's going at it, like you said, it's going to be based off of emotion, believing hype, and not suspending their level of disbelief and just looking at the facts and analyzing everything. I still believe that Crawford currently thinks right now he can win. And every fighter should. He should not go in there with any doubt. But the reality is going to set in, and unless Canelo really just looks for one punch at a time and leaves openings for Crawford to throw flurries, which is not his character to do.
Mhm.
So I highly doubt he's going to adapt that game plan just all of a sudden overnight. But I mean, if that's the only scenario I see that Crawford could win if he can do it for 12 rounds and Canelo doesn't put the work in to win. But that's
the thing,
very long stretch in my imagination.
You mentioned the weight, right? The extra weight that Crawford's going to be putting on. Historically, do guys get a faster foot speed with age
No.
and extra weight on top of it?
No, look, and Chief, I want to ask you something. Who do you think has faster hands, Canelo or Crawford?
Okay, so you need to know something about me real quick that the panel knows. I have two different definitions to this because there's quickness and there's speed. So when it comes time to speed and who can throw a 5-punch combination better, at the current weight he's at, I think Crawford. At 168, don't know. Nobody's going to be able to have that answer until fight night because we've never seen Crawford at 168. But quickness of one punch at a time, who's faster? Even if they're equal, and I said if they're equal, then after that it comes to physics of the power of the punch, and that's going to go in Canelo's favor.
Well, can I answer that without going into pseudoscience like Chief is doing? No, listen. I do think if you're talking about whose punch would get faster to the target, I would give Crawford the advantage because he's always quick trigger. He's always had that. That's one of his strengths. You go at him, you jump on him, he's gonna light you up. And so I understand the logic that some people believe, like, well, Canelo's gonna have to go at him, therefore he's gonna get lit up. But Canelo has some very good defense. I mean, even against School was very jittery, waiting for Canelo to throw something so he could counter him, and even then he couldn't catch Canelo. So I think Crawford might end up being surprised at how difficult it will prove to hit Canelo, unless the speed advantage is that much so pronounced for Crawford.
Which I doubt. I don't think. I don't think. By the way, hold on. Before you guys continue, Gene Ryu, thank you for your super chat. He says, "Salute BDA and Bucho. I'm now intrigued in the fight. In my opinion, Canelo is in a no-win situation. He will be criticized whether he wins or not. I hope Canelo goes all out for a KO. I feel robbery if he doesn't." Yeah, a lot of people. I'm with you, man.
Pucho, have you seen those photos of Turkey holding Crawford's hand and shit?
Yeah, let me get on that real quick.
Go ahead.
But yeah, like, so I'll just line it up, right? Faster hands for me. I'm favoring Canelo, right? The only like physical advantage that I give Crawford is that on the feet he might be quicker. That's one thing. He's definitely quicker than Canelo on that. And two, he can fight off southpaw. So those are two things that he could do that Canelo can't do as well. But everything else, I think, like
very long reach, very very long reach.
maybe not.
How different? How different is how much is the difference in reach?
Crawford has a longer reach. I don't know by how much, but I know he does.
I don't know because I'd have to see if HBO. I'd have to see if HBO did a armpit at the end of the fist on Canelo before they went belly up. But they did one on Crawford, and his is
74.
Well, that's fingertip to fingertip, and fingertip to fingertip doesn't count in the shoulders and it's to the end of the fist. So when
HBO be even longer than that.
No, what I'm saying is that you're factoring body parts that don't matter. But when you do fingertip to fingertip, the width of the shoulders doesn't tell you how long the arm is.
Mhm.
For
I
in,
hope it should
quick
be
for
accounted
instance-
for, though.
quick for instance, Tommy Morrison and Vander Holyfield have the same reach, maybe minus an inch. But we know that Morrison had wider shoulders and shorter arms. So my point is, even if their reach looks the same, we know that Canelo's shoulder width is broader than Crawford's, and it appears as if he has shorter arms. Now, again, back to trying to finish this up. Crawford's, I don't remember the exact measurement, but it's equivalent or 1 inch longer than Mayweather's arm reach from armpit to
It's about
fist.
73.
Really?
Just
Fucking
about.
got a fucking orangutan over here. That's not meant to be. You know, I would say that about anybody, but whatever.
Our king.
You
Yeah.
know what's
That-
interesting?
that's-
I don't go by the HBO's measurement standard because I don't need to add any inches. I'm doing very well, believe me, very well. But the thing is, I still to Old Stock's point about the speed, I still think Crawford is, even though he's older, by virtue of the fact that he's always had quick hands and that he's a smaller guy, I think the speed advantage would go to him. But then the question is by how much? To the point where he's gonna dazzle and razzle Canelo and have him punching in circles.
But
I
what
don't know.
speed is how you use it. You know, if you
No,
say that.
no. So again, I have Canelo a little bit quicker. I have him a little bit quicker on the hand speed,
I
right?
think they're the same.
I think Canelo feints better. He sets things
Exactly.
up, especially on the front foot, and I think that's where like he might appear faster, especially when he's like attacking. Crawford
He is
will
quick.
trap.
Well,
like,
again,
on the
what
back.
by itself is nothing. It's how you use it. Like you say, if you're fainting and using your speed and that complements itself, it's more effective, more efficient.
Big time.
If you're like Amir Khan, who was, I think, one of the fastest guys I've ever seen, to be honest. Amir Khan was experienced. He was getting caught in the exchanges.
Yeah.
So what's the point of being that fast and being a fucking complete idiot?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Amir Khan's not the Amir Khan's. He never had he had great speed, but he never had a great fight IQ. So Crawford's by far a better boxer than almost everybody Canelo's fought, aside from Bivol and Mayweather. But
Oh, get
It's
out
not
of
really
here!
a
Get out of
question
here,
of-
guy.
You're saying he's
Wait,
better
wait,
than
light sport. I have a question for you.
No, he ain't.
I was gonna throw- I was gonna throw Golovkin
Keep him
in there.
out. Yeah, put GGD in there.
I'm not in control of the show today.
So we're talking about speed and quickness. We know that Motor Taylor was faster than Chavez when it came to 5-punch combinations, but when they threw one punch at a time, Chavez was able to land with singular punches just as quick as Taylor could. So again, I go back to quickness versus speed, and that's where I'm trying to draw the difference and make it known is that in a 5-punch combination, Canelo is not faster than Crawford. At least not with Crawford at 154 and 147. At 168, if the weight slows all of his body down a little bit due to physics, then maybe there might be equals. But based off of what they're able to do right now at the weights they're at, in a 5-punch combination, Canelo is not faster. But one punch at a time, he could be just as fast, if not a little quicker. And because that's what he loads up with. He likes to load up. Some of his other punches are more to distract you because he loves that right hand. And he can launch that right hand as fast as anybody in the game.
The left hook is a money shot now. Have you seen how he throws his left hook? He did it to Berlanga. That was nasty too, because he blasted him with kind of like a belly shot, like to the liver, and he went to go do it. Berlanga immediately bid on it, and he just brought it right up top.
Which goes with the feints and which makes the quickness look even better. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think the biggest difference in the fight is power, though, right?
We
Power
all
is the
jumped.
biggest difference.
We all jumped fight sport in the middle of a sentence. Go ahead, fight sport.
Sorry, sport.
I was talking about boxing technique. I mean, Bud Crawford is a better pure boxer than Golovkin. Of course, Golovkin, what sets him apart is his power, and he's a great pressure fighter. But in terms of overall boxing IQ, Crawford's higher. But Canelo's going to get outboxed.
Based off what?
Wow.
Let him finish.
That'll take
Because that's
take a while for us to find out.
Sorry, real quick. The comparison between two isn't a topic. So we'll jump down that rabbit hole too quick.
Well,
Please go ahead.
He's going to get outboxed. Canelo is going to get outboxed at moments in this fight, but loads of people from
Oh shit,
Joe
they're
Saunders
here.
to Caleb Plant to even Kovalev, these guys all outbox Canelo at points, but it's the same story every time. They get caught with the body shots, they feel them, and they slow down. So, and Crawford, because he's never fought at 168, not even close, he's going to feel the power. So I expect him to do a lot more than Jamal Charlo did, but that size matters, and the power is going to be the difference.
The only difference I see then between the comparison of Charlo and Crawford is that Crawford's going to try.
He'll try, but again, like all of these guys who do have success against Canelo, once they feel the body shots, they slow down. Because if Canelo wasn't the body puncher he is, he'd probably have like 10 losses. So the body punches will slow Crawford down.
I think you'll see him speed up though. Once he starts getting hit, you're going to see him try to do what School did. I think. I in the first 3 to 4 rounds, he'll feel it out to see if he can, kind of tank the damage a little bit. If that doesn't work out, we're going to see him try to switch it up. So I don't think he'll fight him in the pocket.
You know what the word is? Yeah, he's going to try, but at one point, we're all looking for it. He's going to concede. He's going to be like, "I'm in over my head, and I'm going to get this check."
Yeah.
Are you talking about Josh's?
Why get
Are you talking about
embarrassed?
Are you talking about Josh's sexual submission that he talks about? That there's fighters. It's like yeah, that's what Josh used to say. He called in one time. He's saying that there's a dynamic in the ring that's a sexual submission. He calls it.
It's true.
I think that's
true.
I think that's his homosexual
Come on.
feelings, right? Like, yeah, that could be the case for him, right? Whatever. Yeah, I guess that's what he sees, right? So good for him.
I don't think we need to go. I don't think we need to go this way.
Oh, we're going. Yeah, we're already there, man.
Gay.
I won't be a part of it.
You're already part of it.
At some
You can
point,
get out.
Crawford's gonna get an all.
Oh, we got a homophobe. We got a homophobe on the panel.
Yeah, BDA, you're not a
I am
homophobe.
I am a homophobe.
There you
You
go.
can't say that on
Afraid,
YouTube.
that's actually like the most.
You can't say that on
basic
YouTube.
said
God
all
damn
day.
it.
Bro, he's lying. He's not a homophobe. He's from New Zealand. We know how they get down.
Ah, come on.
Probably the most. That's probably the most honest
homophobe, but
answer.
I am a homophobe. But can we get back to boxing? Like, how do we get into the?
No, you don't. You don't dictate how the show goes here. All right, we have Dirk. Dirk wants to say something here. Dirk, go, let Dirk go in. Dirk, go ahead.
Oh, Dirk, my friend.
I give. The only reason I've got Canelo winning that fight is the weight. I think if they were the same weight or they fought the same weight class, I think Crawford would beat Canelo.
Of
Probably
course.
pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
no.
I don't
not
pick
surprised.
fighters based on. I don't pick fighters based on race, believe it or not. Now I root for fighters based on that. I'll be honest, but I'm not. I don't pick them based on race. I'm just going off
What has impressed you? You know, Canelo's fighting bigger guys. That's a fact.
Yes, but
Undeniable.
Crawford has shown me ability to be more, to make adjustments in the ring better than Canelo does. Canelo, once you get Canelo, like for example against Bivol, he didn't make any adjustments in that fight. He just kept doing the same thing over and over again.
I'd like to see Crawford fight a guy like Bivol, who's bigger than him, and I wouldn't say even better, technically speaking, with a huge amateur background. Never seen.
Okay.
You know what? Wait, hold on. I saw Crawford run away from Postal, like a little bit.
Well, he lost to a bigger man, and he's also lost to a smaller man in Mayweather. So the reason he lost to Bivol is not because
Mayweather, the guy you say is one of the best of all time. You know, the guy who everybody talks about, like he's the guy. Canelo at 23, Canelo at 22, almost 23, lost to that guy, and you want to talk shit about Canelo?
He also doesn't bring up the weight clause.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the rehydration. I mean, the weight, the catch weight
as well.
Catch weight. I'm not even bringing up the catch weight. I'm just saying, I got 22, 23.
Let me get to my point. My point in bringing up those two different people is the reason Canelo lost those fights was a skill set issue. It wasn't because of size or rehydration clause, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Well, I don't know. That's your opinion.
Actually,
I think when he lost to Floyd, it was a skill level. Canelo wasn't the same. And when it came to Bivol, I mean, the size.
Skill.
I mean,
it was skill.
Come on, he's 5'7".
You have to assume.
He's 5'7".
You have to assume it wouldn't matter because he would have done it.
All right, one at a time.
Yeah, all these motherfuckers are bigger than Canelo, but he still cooked them. Why? Because he's more skilled than.
Well, Butcho, I completely disagree with you about the size in the Canelo-Bivol fight. Canelo's a decent-sized super middleweight. Bivol's always been a small light heavyweight. There was virtually no size difference in that fight.
Really? There was no size difference between Bivol and Canelo.
Virtually. I said virtually no size.
But what's
difference.
virtually? Let's break that down. I mean,
We're-
either there is or there isn't.
Let him talk.
no-
Let him talk.
there was no-
Bucho asked the question. Let him go.
All right.
There was no drastic size difference in that fight. Like Bivol's an excellent long range boxer who doesn't slow down, and he was able to box Canelo's head off. So size did not play a role in that fight. What Dirk just said about how he's only picking Canelo because of size, I mean, you can apply that to most fights. Like if Lomachenko was the same size as Haney and Teo, he would have taken both of them out.
Yep.
So size is
He
always
would've.
a massive factor.
He would have.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, he would have.
agree with
So that's why always great credit to Lomachenko, an additional credit, because he was fighting bigger guys. The guy is actually a featherweight who was fighting bigger guys at lightweight. When it comes to Canelo and Bivol, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I mean, one guy is fighting at light heavyweight. The other guy only had one fight at light heavyweight for a reason.
But
One guy was fighting at 154. And when he was younger, I'm not gonna count. He was fighting at 140. So to say that there was no size advantage.
There might have
Guys, do not interrupt.
There might have been.
Guys, do not interrupt Bucho when he's talking. He's the host.
Yeah, everybody's jumping here. All right, hold on. One at a time. Hold on. Quentin, go ahead.
Just Dirk that already.
Canelo and Biv are the same fucking age. One guy was fighting in the 160s as the amateur. One guy turned pro at 147. One guy's clearly bigger than the other. They're both 34 years fucking old.
I mean, of course, one's 5'7". He's not even 5'9". They're just like what, 6'1".
Bivol was like a light heavyweight, middleweight in the amateurs. Canelo turned pro at welterweight.
Ah, he's bigger. You can see it in the ring.
Yeah, well,
But I'm not taking it away from Bivol, because Bivol is an amazing boxer. We saw it against his performance against Beterbiev. That's how good he is. And he beat Canelo. Right. But I mean, did he stop him? Did he do anything? I mean, it was a loss. But it doesn't discredit Canelo's his legacy is not tarnished at all, in my opinion.
What it does, what the Bivol fight does show, because Canelo never really touched Mayweather. Canelo did land some punches on Bivol, just it was nothing big. Mm-hmm. What the Bivol fight did show is that if Canelo cannot slow you down with body shots, then there goes pretty much his biggest advantage. Because again, if he wasn't the body puncher he is, he would have like 10 losses. So
not really. No. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you there. I mean, you're still neglecting. You're neglecting the size difference. See, you're saying Canelo couldn't have outboxed Bivol, but maybe he could have if he would have been a little bit bigger.
Bucho is Berlanga.
Exactly. Think about that. Go ahead.
Wait, is Berlanga, Munguia, Kovalev, are all these people not bigger than Canelo?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so why was Canelo able to beat them?
Because they're not as good as Bivol. See, that's the thing. Bivol is.
So they're saying they're not as skilled. Oh, okay. Now we're getting to the whole point.
No. Hold on. Let me reply to this, because it doesn't make any sense. Are you comparing? Why would Munguia be? Hold on. Munguia, we know this guy's not even that good.
That's the only reason Bivol beat Canelo. That's why I'm saying
he's bigger and he's a good boxer. I talked about his amateur pedigree, his skills.
He's better than Canelo.
I would like to see Crawford fight a bigger guy than he is.
It wouldn't matter if they were the same size.
I would like to see Crawford. Hold on, Dirk.
No,
I would like to see Crawford fight. I would have loved to see Mayweather fight a guy that's bigger than him with decent skills. But we never got to see that. We never got to see him fight Paul Williams. He retired. He didn't want to fight taller guys. But when it comes to Canelo, we did get to see him try and fight a very good, bigger man. And we saw what happened. He lost. But whatever, he tried it. When it comes to other boxers, we will never know. We will never know because they never fucking even had the balls to fucking try and fight this type of people.
Look at Canelo's best weight either. Canelo was at his best weight, he would fucking kill Bivol.
Your rehydration clause.
No, that's what it is.
Your rehydration clause excuse would make sense if that fight was closer. Floyd cooked Canelo.
Guys, you gotta look at the way Bivol beat him. The way he beat him, he didn't beat him with size. He beat him with footwork. He beat him with speed. He beat him with combinations. He beat him with distance. He beat him without size. He beats Canelo no matter what size they are.
No, that's your opinion. No, that's ridiculous. I mean, you don't think the size played an advantage? You don't think the reach played an advantage?
You guys love Canelo, bro.
Well, here we go. This guy's gonna get emotional. You don't think the reach played an advantage?
Now
You don't think?
saying if Canelo was bigger, he would have won. That's crazy.
Probably. I mean, did you see Bivol? Hold on, Southpaw. Before you start yelling and shit, did you see how Bivol was missing with a bunch of punches? Did you see how Canelo was on the ropes, ready to be hit, and Canelo was basically evading a bunch of Bivol punches? And Bivol, hold on. Before everybody, why are you yelling? Why are you stopping me? Why can't you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds?
Canelo missed everything.
Oh my God! Please be polite. Please be polite, well, Southpaw. I'm not even done, Southpaw. I'm not done, man. Southpaw, please.
You love Canelo. Okay, go ahead.
Wow, what an emotional piece of shit.
Oh, we know that's not super cool.
I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy's insane. So, if you guys
go... Let Butcher finish.
Now he's laughing. He's laughing about him being crazy.
Oh, so I'm waiting, bro. Make your point.
No, come down. So, Canelo, you watch the Bivol fight. He's on the ropes. I'm going to make a video out of this just to show you. He's evading a bunch of Bivol punches. Bivol is actually even hesitating on throwing punches on Canelo because he's afraid of what's going to be coming back. Of a little guy who's 5 foot...
You think he was scared?
I don't know. He was hesitant. He didn't throw punches. You can make up whatever you want. I'm not in his head. I'm just telling you what I saw.
He's disciplined Russian boxer. He's not going to go out of his game plan. He's winning 10 out of 10 rounds. Or 12 out of 12 rounds.
Right.
Why would he even give?
Because he's fighting a smaller guy. Because he's fighting a smaller guy. Because he's fighting a smaller guy. Because he's fighting. Because he's fighting a 5'7". Because he's fighting a 5'7" guy.
The little Mayweather.
All right, there we go.
Smaller than Canelo, and
he's fighting a 5'7" guy. I'm sorry, but you see,
I've never seen Bivol be aggressive. So like,
there are some boxers. That's a difference between Bivol and other boxers.
Like when he fought Lyndon Arthur and what's his name, the Gaddafi-looking guy. He was way more aggressive there. He wasn't. He wasn't being. Excuse me. He wasn't being the disciplined Russian guy that never throws punches. But that's the other thing. Listen, we're getting ahead. We're completely different point here about what if Canelo would have been bigger? We know the guy can't grow longer and longer and taller. That's not gonna happen. But that's the thing about with the Crawford thing. So people keep saying, well, Crawford's more skilled. You know, I heard FST say that about Golovkin. Well, he's more skilled. I mean, I don't know. When he fought Madrimov. You said he was more skilled than Golovkin.
No, he never mentioned Golovkin.
PDA, could you pass me the mic for like 1 minute?
Oh my! Well, I just started.
No, because we're in the middle of something.
That fight's gonna be a dud, y'all. That fight's not gonna be good. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna be a good fight.
Well, who cares? You're gonna go to fucking Twin Peaks or wherever you go to get.
Of course, because I can watch it for free, and there's girls with big titties serving me drinks.
Well, there you go. So who cares? You enjoy Jake Paul Tyson because you said people had a good time in the crowd. So what do you care?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be a letdown. I'm telling you right now.
It's gonna be good for boxing if people are getting into it now. People are getting into it. People think I can say.
Just check it out. One guy's 38 years old. He's inactive. He looked like shit at 154. He didn't take a fight in between because he didn't want to risk losing the bag or risk losing worse. Canelo can't pull the triggers. His feet are gone. He's been taking cherry picks for 3 years for a reason. I mean, you got to put the blame on him too with the Skull fight. Skull ran, but Canelo picked him. He could have picked somebody else, but he couldn't cut off.
It was a mandatory.
The only fight Canelo didn't take that would have made these people happy is the Benavidez fight. That's the only fight he didn't take that would have satisfied these people. But William Skull. If he wouldn't have fought William Skull, people would have said he's avoiding his mandatory.
Yeah.
But he fought the mandatory, which was a piece of shit. In all honesty.
Well, my point was about the Crawford fight. If people have a good time in the crowd, I think that's all that matters. But here's the thing: the whole okay. So FST, what did you say? FST, what did you say then about Crawford Golovkin? Because maybe I missed it.
What I said was, out of Canelo's opponents, Crawford's among the best long-range pure boxers, and therefore, yes, he is better than Golovkin at long-range pure boxing. But people misunderstood that as me saying he's a better fighter than Golovkin. He's different fighters, but in terms of long-range pure boxing, because that's what Canelo's lost in Floyd and Bivol. That's what Crawford is excellent at. Therefore, Canelo, I said his he's going to get outboxed at points in this fight, but it's the body shots that will slow Crawford down, as they do with all of Canelo's opponents.
Well, can I clap your cheeks back on that just real quick? I mean, clap back. No,
Mr. BDD over here.
Oh, come on. No, but yeah, in regards to the long range, I get what you're saying, but there have been times where Crawford was getting outboxed. Like when he fought, what was the guy's name? The lightweight. Hold on, there was
Gamboa.
No, junior welterweight. Well, Gamboa, but junior welterweight. What was the guy's name? This dude who? Man. No. He was
Felix.
He had blue trunks on. He was American. It was an Afro-Anglo guy. He ended up losing to Cepeda in a very boring fight. Cepeda. Hank Lundy, thank you. Yes, Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy was outboxing him, and Crawford ended up bailing himself out with his power. So there have been times where Crawford struggled. So Golovkin, I don't remember him being outboxed and being behind on points and then having to run back and bail himself out with his power. I mean, even against Canelo, when Canelo backfoot bished in the first fight, Golovkin was outboxing him. Let's remember, Golovkin was a world-class amateur, a silver medalist.
Golovkin has fought somebody similar.
Well,
the only similar fighter that Golovkin has fought to a Crawford is Danny Jacobs, who's also a switch hitter. Danny Jacobs is like a poor man's Crawford. He gave Golovkin all kinds of trouble.
Hey, styles make fights, bro. Styles make fights. But hey, you guys are missing the point. You guys are picturing both Canelo and Crawford at the peak of their powers.
No, we're not. Nobody is.
But they're both shot. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a dog in this race with this fight. I just hope it's a good one, but I don't think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a dud. I think both guys are passing. It's a cash grab. Dude, these guys are making so much money. It's crazy. How can
you be an objective boxing fan and watch both of them fight and not say Crawford is the more skilled guy?
Yeah, I can say it, man. With confidence. With confidence.
How can you be objective?
I'll tell you why, man.
Canelo never beaten a elite level fighter.
Crawford gets hit a lot. And he's not even fighting bigger guys. He's fighting guys who actually he was the bigger guy. A lot of times. And then when he fought Postol, one of his most dangerous fights at the time at 140, that guy ran. He was boring.
Yeah, wrestle.
Wait. FPS wants to speak, then I want to respond to Dirk. Can we do that?
Yeah, BDA, just to respond to your point, I understand. Crawford,
then I want to say the N-word after that.
Crawford did get hit by Lundy, and Crawford's been hit by other guys. You mentioned about him having to work his way from behind to stop a guy. He did that with Porter. I mean, he was definitely behind in that fight.
Kell Brook.
Brook was another one. Thomas Lorme.
Kell Brook was outboxing him too.
I mean, you can have him behind against.
Wait.
Kell Brook was winning the jab battle.
Let him finish.
Brook went 3 rounds, so I mean, maybe he was behind in that fight, but it went 3 rounds, so it didn't matter.
What about the Jose Benavidez fight? I think he was behind that.
Was it 4 rounds? I thought it was 4 rounds.
Let him finish real quick.
Let him finish.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, BDR was just talking. You're talking about Crawford's ability to come from behind to get a stoppage win. The Porter one is the significant one because he was definitely behind in that fight, and he would have, before they threw in the towel, he would have stopped Porter anyway. So I agree with what you're saying, but one of the reasons he got hit at light welterweight by guys like Lundy, who was never on his level, is because of speed. Canelo's he's certainly slowing down because he's older and he's been fighting a long time. So he's going to be a fairly easy target for Crawford at times. But I keep saying again, it's Canelo's body work that will slow him down.
Well, Chief is supposed to go next, but after that, I want to respond to. Well, I mean, after it's Chief and who else afterwards?
I don't know.
Anyway, after
The thing with that I'm going to not argue, but just make a counterpoint to Dirk is that Dirk, you tend to favor someone's style enough and say that they're more skilled when noting the fact that when you have 2 skilled fighters with completely different skill sets, you still pick one over the other. To say that Crawford is more skilled at his skill set is accurate, but Canelo doesn't fight like Crawford. And Crawford can't fight like Canelo and win. So to say that one's more skilled than the other is literally no. He can't pot shot one punch around or 5 punches around and win a fight. Not at his weight class. Not any weight class.
It depends who he's fighting.
Nobody he's fought he could have done that with and won. Nobody.
I mean, I've seen Crawford in the ring with movers. I've seen him there with pressure fights. I've seen him with all different kinds of style, European, like postall, and he's figured all of them out. Crawford to me is
you're changing a narrative.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that he's more versatile in his skill set. He can do more different things in the ring than Canelo. That's what I'm saying.
But he can't do what Canelo does. That's the point. He can't win the way Canelo.
Well, what does Canelo really do that's so special? He walks guys down.
I'm not saying he is special. What I'm saying is what he's good at and what he does is he does walk people down and he punches with them. He counters them and he's very economical with his punches to a very low level for any weight in boxing, and he still wins. Crawford cannot win his fights with who he's fought with that low of a punch output. He can't do it.
Okay, right? That's fine. That's fine.
Both guys are dropping their punch outputs, but I want to say like Crawford would have beat Spence at any shape what Spence was in, right? But I think that Crawford that was kind of fool's gold because Spence was shot. Like Spence looked so bad. Like you knew that Crawford had what it takes to beat him no matter what. But Spence looked so bad because of the drinking, because of the abuse of his body, because of all that. Dude, he looked shot. Like so
because of his porous defense that he always had.
That win was like fool's. Almost like fool's gold.
Let's also add to the fact that let it be known that also Spence was struggling to making 147 because before the Crawford fight was announced, remember the Keith Thurman and Spence fight was announced at 154. Yeah, even months before.
You're right, and that's Spence's fault because Spence could have fought Crawford 5 years ago when he was more fresh.
Yeah,
but
correct.
He was ducking him. He was making excuses. You know what I mean? He was playing that game. But I think Crawford would have beat him either way. But I think when they finally did meet, Spence was in such bad shape. He was shot that it was fool's gold. Everybody's overrating that win.
No, I agree with you. It's just that fight was supposed to happen earlier. And, politics, Spence, whatever the case may be, just didn't happen. In my opinion, at this point, probably wouldn't be like, the second fight or maybe a trilogy, who knows? Because the thing is, their careers, they were like so good intertwined that they should have milked those fighters, that fight a little more, instead of And
look what he does next. He takes another year off waiting. They blue ball him again. Then he goes up to 154. He looks like shit. Then so what does he do? He waits another 13 months, and now he's gonna jump to.
I think Spence is done. I think Spence is done. Like as far as we know, he don't have a trainer. As far as
I'm talking about Crawford. I think this is fool's gold. I think Crawford is a money grab. He's 38 years old.
No, I mean, listen, man. That's like as far as Canelo and Crawford, I think everybody should fix in their minds like each one of them they going for a money grab at this point in their careers. Like Canelo has a lot of money. God damn, stop cutting me off, man.
He's cherry picking.
Okay, but stop cutting me off.
Yeah, let Severino finish.
Stop cutting me off, dog. Okay, cool. Got it. You got good points, but let me finish. I think everybody knows these two guys. They're just looking for a payday at this point. Like, I mean, come on, you jump in two weight classes. I get it, it's Canelo, but you know damn well it's just a money grab. Turkey Alashik has been hyping you up for a while. Turkey's been chasing Canelo for a while. This fight, it just looks like a WWE style, like a little circus attraction, just like Turkey Alashik likes it. Don't get it twisted, still intricate, and it still calls my attention, but I don't really think it will be like what's next for either fighter, because I think it would be just, this cash grab. And I think that was said that it would be like something. It would be like so much lucrative to make them go back again into the ring. But as far as we know, Crawford is pushing 40. a lot of miles
Canelo
in
has
his
no
odometer, and
Canelo is shot.
his style depends. And his style depends a lot on his athleticism. Crawford, I'm talking about, not a lot of quote unquote skills like that degenerate, stupid ass dude was talking in the background. Not you, but he relies most on his athleticism than skills, quote unquote. So as his age, he's gonna deplete a little more. Canelo as well. Canelo is a really underrated athlete. He explodes a lot into the target and into the line. So he's also another guy that he has borderline 70 fights.
Yeah, but the fight doesn't mean anything. Like what
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, dog.
If Crawford wins, oh my God, he's the best. If Canelo loses, they're like, oh my God, like it's
no, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like I don't.
The reason I don't like this fight either too, because I'd rather see the passing of the torch opportunities. Like, okay, y'all gonna kill me, the Benavidez Canelo.
Yeah, but you're living in a fantasy world, then, man.
And also Crawford fighting a guy like Boots or the younger guys. I want to see.
Yeah, man. But the thing is, like Boots, Boots doesn't generate enough money for Crawford, quote unquote, get out of bed.
Yeah, but the young guys never do. That's how you.
Yeah, but that's their problem, man. That's their fucking problem.
You know what? In the old days,
as young as everybody thinks he is. He's pushing 30 as well. Like if he didn't promote his goddamn service, what's fault of his managers as well? Because you promoter also doesn't have like all the faults. I get it. He was in the PVC, but he also has a manager. It's not all like the promotion and. The promotion.
Well, that's what I was going to get to, Severino. Yeah. That's what I was going to get to. Is like in the old days, the young guys used to. In the old days, the young guys.
Like fuck these like these young guys.
In
the old days, the young guys. In the old days, the young guys used to take their shot. Gerones and Benavidez, for one reason or another, decided not to. I mean, again, I think to Severino's point, the managers too got into that. But I wanted to get to what FST said about Crawford struggling with guys because they were quicker. That may very well be like Gamboa was fast. Gamboa was very fast. But I don't know. I mean, Jose Benavidez, he could flash some combinations, but he wasn't. I mean, he had speed, but that's it. So that's all you need to give Crawford trouble because Crawford had to bail himself out with his power again against Benavidez. Kavaluskas is no speed demon. And he was going toe to toe with Crawford and Madrimov. No speed demon either. I mean, he's quick. Don't get me wrong, but is he really that much quicker and that more skilled than Canelo?
I think
so. That's the thing. I said after the Madrimov fight, the reason Crawford looked so human is because Madrimov was feinting more than he was. So Crawford had a hard time getting a read on his opponent. So
and Canelo, that's what he does. He feints when he's coming forward. He feints a lot. And that's the thing. We were talking real quick, Severino. Let me just say this about Canelo. Okay. Gonzalo made a great point after the John Ryder fight. He said, because I was criticizing Canelo, I said I was bored by the fight because he was one punch at a time. And Gonzalo did make a good point. He said, well, wait a minute. How come guys who backfoot bitch it one punch at a time, they're called virtuosos, they're magicians, the sweet science. But when a guy does it coming forward, one punch at a time, winning the fight coming forward, that's primitive, that's rudimentary, that sucks. And it's not like Canelo, it's not like he's acting like Jared Hurd or Brandon Rios, who just puts the earmuffs up and absorbs everything and then keeps on coming. He's not doing that. He's actually showing good skill, getting hit very little in those fights. So
I was just going to say, yes, I see your point. Canelo has not all of the credit, just because I criticize Canelo a lot, he gets plenty of unfair criticism. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, I just brought up what has given Crawford problems in the past is because you mentioned his ability to fight from behind. I expect him to again go out. If we're talking about his heart, I expect Crawford to go out and try and win, unlike Jamal Charlo, who I don't think Charlo had any intentions of winning that fight before or after. I expect him to go out and try, and he will give Canelo problems. But because he's never fought at 168, weight is going to matter, or unless we have some miraculous like Pacquiao-like performance, Pacquiao versus Cotto, size is going to matter, and Crawford's going to slow down.
Not at 38. I'll tell you, it's not going to happen at 38 years old off a 13-month layoff. It's just these guys are shot, bro.
Okay, you keep saying that they're shot. Well, okay, you can have a shot fighter, but shot fighters can still beat other shot fighters in some ways. So I'm not. Here's the thing: we're not disagreeing. We're both picking Canelo to win, and Canelo should win. But Crawford still has. I mean, I'm more interested. I think people generally are more interested in this fight than any fight Canelo's had since the Golovkin trilogy because it's Crawford.
That's the only reason. That's the only chance that Crawford has because he's more skilled, in my opinion. You know, you might feel different, but otherwise, it's a mismatch.
Of course, we feel different. But look,
well, you speak for yourself.
I feel different.
You keep saying Crawford is like he's more skillful, right? Crawford has never fought somebody he's never fought somebody like Lara or Triple G, right? Those are two styles he hasn't seen for a guy. Yeah, exactly.
Who has he fought as skilled as Canelo?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Nobody.
Like this guy.
Dirk, answer me that question, man.
This guy is
styles make fights. I mean, your resume.
Hold on, let me finish. He never. Hold on.
Spence for a long time. Spence had a better resume than Crawford. Don't forget.
Bro, Crawford never fought somebody like Triple G. Remember when Canelo fought Triple G was fucking wrecking shit at 160. He was a KO machine for like 10 years.
Nah, he slowed him down. He waited him out. And he got a gift decision both fights. He lost both fights.
36 years old.
Either way, hold on. Either way,
almost lost to Danny Jacobs. Get the fuck out of here.
Either way, Crawford never sold that at 140 or 147.
And you fought 36-year-old Floyd Mayweather. You didn't even fight the best version.
Man, Golovkin didn't almost lose to Jacobs. Get the hell out of here, man. That was just reaching.
And then you fought a 36-year-old Floyd Mayweather and got cooked.
Bro,
one at a time, guys. One at a time.
Bro, getting cooked is getting beat up. Getting cooked for you is like somebody like scoring one more jab each round. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, he played tag.
In my Adrian Broner voice, he got cooked.
Agree with that.
And Quentin, no offense, but you keep fucking like your mic isn't working. Get off the Obama phone, please.
I can hear him.
But
oh man!
Yo, right now, hold on, Dirk. Yo, right now,
I can hear Quentin. It's just everybody's talking over him.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, but just the fact that he said that, I gotta go with Pacers. Pacers are gonna beat the Knicks in 5.
No, they're not, bro. Get out of here. That's a different thing.
I mean,
we need the Knicks in the final. We need the Knicks. We need New York to win the whole thing.
We need the Knicks in the final. And I think this guy. I keep forgetting where this guy from. I think he's from Baltimore or something. Fuck Baltimore.
Oh,
Yo, Quentin, how about that? Fuck Tank Davis or Abdul Wahid, whatever his name is.
Damn. You know I don't like Tank Davis.
Yo, but right now, I don't think Terence Crawford beats the guys at 154. I don't think he beats Virgil or
I agree.
That's why he's not taking those fights.
Bro, he's not taking those fights. He gets his ass
for a fucking reason, bro.
I don't blame him. He's 38.
Easily. He beats both easily. He beats Virgil.
He never faced somebody like Fondura. He doesn't beat Virgil. He doesn't beat the Russians. What's his name?
Bakram.
Murtasali.
A nigga we ain't never heard of. That much.
Guys. But this is where you see.
Why can't you just say you support black fighters? That's it.
Bro, Crawford has proven himself.
Before we get into the race shit, but this is where we're seeing two different classes. They're kind of merging. You're seeing the older class, the older guard, kind of start to fade. They're getting their cash out fights. And when it comes to Virgil and all them, they're younger, bro. They're a whole nother class. They're going to end up having to fight each other. By the time they're up and running and firing on all cylinders, Crawford's going to be retired.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Crawford's not going to win or lose. Crawford's not fighting anyone else after this Canelo fight.
No.
Yeah, he said it without saying it, that this is his last fight, because since beating Spence, this is the only fight he's talked about. But yeah, him beating, or how he would have done against the rest of the 54 division, that's a completely different argument. I mean, if we're talking about legacy, Crawford he's put himself in a position where he will be remembered for how this fight goes. So if he goes out and loses badly, then okay, he's remembered for that. If he he sort of does what Vladimir Klitschko did against Joshua, where he shows the heart of a lion, then We'll see.
But why deny Terence Crawford an opportunity for greatness? I don't understand. You know, people think he's all-time great. He's a great boxer. Let him try achieve greatness.
Well, Butcher, I never wanted this fight to begin with. I never wanted this fight. I never wanted this fight to begin with. I wanted the Benavidez fight. So I don't begrudge him looking for greatness, but greatness isn't just defined by having one good win. And Crawford's had a lot of good wins, but in terms of elite level, it's not just your greatness isn't just determined on having good wins here and there. It's determined on taking
look, I'm going to be going for Crawford, but I think he's going to lose. I'm going to be rooting for him, but I think Canelo's going to win. Canelo's going to win, and then he's going to fight Eubank, and they're already trying to set up Hamza Shiraz to fight Canelo because Hamza Shiraz is Arabic. That's Turkey's boy, and he wants them two to fight in Saudi Arabia.
I think Shiraz has to beat Berlanga first. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, Berlanga's trash, but I'm saying, that's what they want to happen. They want him to beat Berlanga. Then it's going to be. Then those are the two options that Canelo's going to go to from here. He's going to fight in the UK versus Eubank, and then he's going to fight in Saudi versus hopefully Hamza Shiraz in Turkey's eyes. That's the plan. That's why they're having this Berlanga Hamza Shiraz fight, because you're like, man, why are they pitting them together so quick after both of them look like shit?
Well, because I think Turkey has like an affection for this guy Shiraz.
But you gotta think about it.
The reason why. I don't know if it's because they want to fight Canelo. Who knows?
But think about it, hey guys. But boxing's all about timing. And if you think about it, if Turkey's this mad genius, if he times Canelo right and say Hamza beats Berlanga and Canelo, I think Canelo's shot. But if I think he's gonna beat Crawford. And then if he can get Hamza to get Canelo at just the right time in Saudi Arabia and beat the cash cow, the king, dude, think about what that does to Arabic boxing. That's Turkey Al Sheikh's like wet dream right there.
Well, I don't know.
There is no way that guy.
I think Turkey's Al Sheikh's.
No, you know what? I don't think Turkey's that retarded. To be honest,
no, but you can't say that.
I don't think he's that stupid.
Great fighters lose to lesser fighters when they get past it.
So you're saying like if Shiraz beats Canelo, that's going to start like a new age of like Arabics getting into boxing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because Shiraz
I think that's big money for Saudi Arabia. I think that's big money for Saudi Arabia. Because think about it, guys. Boxing is all about timing. Canelo, all the names he fought, he got them at the right age. Same thing with Floyd. Same thing with Oscar. Same thing with all these guys, man. So like, you think about Oscar beat Chavez Sr. You think he would have beat him in his prime? No, they would have said, dude, this guy would have killed Oscar.
I would have fucked him up. That little motherfucker. He would have.
Dude, it's all about timing. Whenever the greats get passed down, they're past it. I mean, look at Pacquiao. Pacquiao beat the shit out of De La Hoya. You know, when De La Hoya beat Whitaker was old. You know, he beat Camacho. Camacho was old. Same thing with Canelo. Canelo beat old Cotto, old Mosley. You know what I mean? You know, it's just boxing is all about timing, and that's what they're trying to do. I mean, all boxers do it.
I mean, we can imagine a bunch of scenarios, right? We can imagine, that idea of Hamza Shiraz being the guy who beats Canelo. But
in Saudi
anything's possible. Anything's possible. I mean, he's not from Saudi Arabia, basically. He's from the UK. I mean, he's
if that scenario was to happen, it would happen in about 2 years. So think about it. That's Canelo's already looking bad, and think about 2 years from now, if they time it just right, I mean, that's got to be one of the ideas in their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to have plan A, B, and C.
Yeah, Muslims will have two gods, Allah and Shiraz.
I mean, look how bad Triple G looked when he got 40, man. He looked like a completely different fighter from the rematch he had with Canelo. Like, these guys are human. I don't care who they are.
I agree.
Well, fighters age at different points. Like, Crawford, one of the reasons he's still probably going to look really sharp is because he's a pure boxer and he's barely taken much damage in his career.
So,
but
he's a healthy lifestyle, but so does Canelo.
I have a question. What does it say about Canelo if he loses to a guy older than him, coming up two weight classes?
I mean, I'll give credit to Crawford if he beats him, but I will say, defending Canelo, if he beats Canelo, that's because just Canelo's past. I think he's already shot.
There's no excuse for Canelo. There's no rehydration clause. There's no weight clause. You're in your weight class.
Great.
You should beat Crawford.
If he does that.
You're the favorite. You should beat Crawford. There's no excuse. You're younger than him.
But check it out, bro. Look, listen to this, bro. Because what I'm saying is, how do you gauge Canelo when he's been fighting such weak opposition? Like, how can you? And he's not stopping any of them. The punch count is low. They're going the distance. So, like, how do you gauge Canelo when he's not fighting?
They are bigger. They are bigger.
Size doesn't matter.
They are bigger.
Boxing.
Bucho already said it. He's fighting bigger men. Now he's fighting a guy who's not bigger.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Berlanga's the trash, bro. Berlanga's a low-level guy.
You can have either way. Berlanga looked pretty big, and you know what? He actually shows some defensive skills, to be honest. But and then he fought William Skull. Well, let's be honest. This guy was running like a bitch, and even at the end of the fight, he was smiling. Canelo went like, "What the fuck was that?" You know, and William Skull, he's just smiling like he knew he fought like a bitch. So I mean, I don't know what another boxer would have done in that situation when a guy like William Skull is running like that. You know, he's not that bad of a boxer. He's still kind of dangerous. If you just jump on the guy, he might catch you coming in. So you know, let's not be overcritical here.
I think
Canelo's like a 5'7" guy.
But you definitely, Canelo doesn't deserve most of the criticism. The criticism is that it was William Skull in the first place. So that's where it comes from. Like,
I agree, but at the end of the day, no. Some people are never going to be satisfied with Canelo opponents until he fights Benavidez. That's the only one guy.
No, but they're never going to fight.
Let me finish. People jumping on. Okay, it's one guy left. What does that tell you about Canelo? There's only one guy left, according to some people, that he has to fight. One guy. It's not even like he's not like he's a shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ! Why is everybody jumping? Why can't I finish the sentence?
All right, go ahead.
It's not like there's like 2, 3, fucking 4 guys that he's avoiding. He now Canelo's known for avoiding a bunch of people. He avoids people. You know, he's a ducker. He's one guy. One guy that he hasn't fought. Like, that means that he fought everybody else. And there's nobody left.
But
there's nobody left.
He did duck him.
One guy.
Yeah, and it's one guy that he ducked.
Okay, so let's just put that thing into perspective, you know.
I think they could have had a trilogy if it would have been like, because I honestly, when they first started talking about that fight, I was favoring Canelo. I was like, yo, Canelo better jump on this kid and get him now. But it never happened. But I think, okay, if Canelo had beat him, they probably would have had a rematch. It probably been one of those fights where they would have had 1 or 2 or maybe even 3. And then after that, yeah, go do whatever you want. But I mean, that was the fight for the last 3 years.
One guy left.
That's the only frustration. I'm not even a big Benavidez fan.
I think Canelo cleaned up the division to the point where there's only one guy left.
And it was a bizarre move. Why was he so fixated on getting that belt that stripped him? I mean, you're pretty much just saying, I want to go pay 3% fees to this belt that stripped me for no reason to fight this bum that's really a C-level, club-level fighter. It was a weird move.
All right, there was
I think he knows he shot. He knows he shot. He's taking no risks at all. And this is the stars aligned for Canelo. This is perfect. He shot. He knows he shot, and now he gets a crazy payday versus a guy that's 3 weight classes lower, and he's older. So this is like Canelo he hit the jackpot.
Well, he put himself in that position, I think. And by the way, Rapa Trucking Company, thank you for your super chat. He says, since the last century, La Raza has been buying boxing, and we have here some panelists trying to convince us not to buy Canelo fights. La Raza parties. I mean, we're going to buy any big fight that there is, that's for sure. Mexicans are going to be buying big fights, and we're going to party. That's how we do it. We're supporting the sport of boxing, which is a good thing. Go ahead, Fight Sports.
Yeah, I don't know who's saying don't buy the fight. I mean, again, this fight is going to be somewhat intriguing. You are right, Butcho. He's been very active, and that is one thing Canelo doesn't get credit for. He's very active for a high-level fighter. Some people, you are right. Well, they'll always look to criticize no matter what. It's the perception that Canelo picked an easy division in 168, but he had a lot of good wins there. I mean, Callum Smith has aged pretty well, and Caleb Plant was a good win when it started, when he had it. So it's just because people are seeing these contenders who really haven't proven much. William Skull being the most obvious one, but also Berlanga fits into that category.
Munguia.
People just say, "Well, this
Ryder.
Munguia as well." Munguia as well.
Charlo.
Yeah, they all look at this, and they look at Canelo's schedule and say, "Okay, you're being active, but against who?"
Well, what weight division you wanted to compete at, Max? He said that he picked an easy weight division. Well, what weight division you want to compete at?
I said that's what
the last Canelo fights have been like it hasn't been against very impressive competition, if you could say. But before that, he fought like Plant. He fought Callum Smith. He fought everybody. There's only one guy left.
Yeah,
people wanted. There was only one guy left. You know, Benavides never did that. He never beat everybody, and then was winning. He was the guy on the sidelines, basically. And people don't like to hear that for some reason. They like to hear that. Benavides made his way through. He didn't.
Canelo
really
dog, bro. There's too many.
No, that's a fact. No,
we talked about Benavides. Yeah,
Canelo has a better resume than Benavides. That's a fact.
I know that. Yes, he does, but he still does.
He does. So
he does. But he ducked him. I'm sorry, he ducked him.
Well, I'm sorry. He has a better resume. He actually worked his way through the whole thing. Now, what happened in the negotiations, we don't know. Nobody knows. You don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was 3 years.
You can pretend that you know what happened.
At any time he wanted to.
You can pretend that you know what happened.
You weren't in the negotiations.
Hold on. We Butcho, nobody's denying that Canelo's resume is better than Benavides. Benavides is the new guy on the block.
Well, he's not that new guy. I'm sorry, he's 28 or 29. Wait, how old is this guy?
By comparison. So nobody's denying Canelo's resume is better. And I mean, we talked about Benavides earlier and my disappointments, where I'm disappointed with him right now. But as far as Canelo, he doesn't get the credit he deserves but that goes for all fighters.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Yeah, seriously.
What I'm saying is, even if he would fight Benavides, there would always be another
Hurry up,
guy.
you fucking God.
They did it with everybody.
All right, let him talk. Like Fight Sports, go ahead.
Oh, the run he went on fighting champion after champion, very impressive. But he gets criticized because the contenders since have been boring and they haven't really proven much. So you asked, why does he get criticized? That's why.
I didn't ask anything, man. I'm just stating facts. I was saying Canelo has a better resume. He fought almost everybody. There's only one guy left, according to some people, and that's the whole drama surrounds this one guy that he hasn't fought because he fought everybody else apparently because there's only one guy left.
Yeah, well, why didn't he fight him?
He fought everybody else except one guy. What the fuck?
Could have got that.
And now he's being criticized as being like a doctor. This guy is like a pussy. When he fought everybody except one guy.
But he just didn't want to fight.
One guy. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I would say a champion who's been disrespected far more unfairly than Canelo was Usyk. Usyk's been mistreated way more than Canelo because
Loma
wasn't disrespected.
What?
No, Loma wasn't disrespected. He was the golden
yeah, he was.
No, I mean,
how was Usyk disrespected? Especially now, I think he's definitely got a lot of respect. He's always been
Crawford Crawford was disrespected by his own people. Dude. Everybody's been. This is boxing. Everybody gets disrespected. So when I hear, the guy was disrespectful, who gives a fuck? It's boxing. This is the fight game, y'all.
I agree, but talking about Canelo, I mean, Lomachenko, I don't see how Loma got mistreated by anyone. Loma was, again, he was the golden child. And Loma was one of my favorite fighters.
Okay, let's go back. We'll rewind it because a lot of the Mexican fans started turning on Canelo when he dumped the WBC belt, when he hit at 155, when he stalled out Triple G for years. That's when it started. Because it was the same tune. It was like, hey, when are you gonna fight Triple G? Even in Mexico, people were like heckling him, like, fight Triple G, we're scared. Like, they were heckling him in Mexico. And a lot of Mexicans like just gravitated to Triple G. So that's when it started, bro. It didn't start with Benavides. He's shown the diva the diva tactics, bro. And it's just like, and he's Floyd Mayweather 2.0. So if you're a fan of Canelo, you better be a fan of Floyd.
So how many people did Canelo dock in your opinion? How many people did Canelo dock?
Well, I think he stalled out Triple G, and he got he lost both fights. He got the gifts.
So I don't care. I asked you who he dogged. Now you tell me you think he lost two fights. I asked you who he dogged, and then you throw in. I asked you who he dogged, and you throw in. I think he lost two fights.
Did Canelo duck a lot of people?
Amazing.
No, he fought. Hey, look, I'm gonna give him credit. He fought everybody. He fought a lot of people. He stalled out Triple G. That was a bitch move. But he fought everybody else.
So stalling for like 2 years. That's a lot of years.
He still can't get that Triple G string out his ass.
Yeah, I know. I'm seriously.
Years is a lot of years.
It was like a year.
It was like a year.
It was a year. It wasn't even 2 years, man.
Nobody asked.
These guys are delusional, bro. They should be ashamed of themselves, bro.
Okay, so he dogged.
Should have let it on the
Hold on, I asked who he dogged. And I got I was like, he dogged Golovkin, and I think he beat him twice. Like, what's the point of it? I think he beat him twice.
Really
like,
beat him twice, bro?
Hold on. Let me finish. I asked who he dogged, and I get the answer, which is Golovkin. And I think he lost against Golovkin.
Okay, I'm not like you, where it has to be one extreme or another.
Southpaw. The fact that you have to add that your little opinion that you think he lost against
my
Golovkin.
Little opinion. Yeah,
it's a little bit of an emotional.
Let me answer the question.
It's a little bit of an emotional response, because I wasn't even asking what you. I wasn't even asking. I wasn't even asking.
Get your own material.
I wasn't even asking. I wasn't even asking. I wasn't even asking what you thought about the outcome of the fights. I was just asking who you think he dogged. I was just asking who you think. Who did he dog? And you had to add. Man, why is this guy still talking?
Okay, it doesn't have to be one extreme or another.
My goodness gracious!
Do I agree? He didn't duck people in his career. Yeah, I agree with you.
This guy's insane.
He didn't duck people in his career.
I would agree with Mucho.
He didn't duck people in his career. Okay, but he did duck Benavidez. That's something you can't argue.
One guy.
I can't argue. We've been arguing it the whole time. I don't know if you've been paying attention.
His mom's boyfriend.
Holy shit! I can't even hear you, Bucho, when you're talking.
I know, bro. It's like chaotic.
I'm sorry. I feel like it's Benavidez' fault. He had the WBC belt at one point, but he fucked it all up.
Yeah, I think these Golovkin fans can't get over it, bro. It's been like 6 years, bro. You gotta let that shit go.
Yeah. No, it's been long.
Bro, what did Golovkin do after Canelo?
Southpaw goose.
Golovkin's career was also a little bit of a disappointment. So, but that doesn't.
When he got to America late.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Exactly, he was late. Here's the thing, though. Golovkin was already in his 30s when he got to the U.S. So, if Canelo doesn't fight him for 1 year, all of a sudden, he waited for him to be old. He was old to begin with.
So,
I mean, like, think about it. Like,
if any other fighter saying, I want this belt, but I don't want to fight at that weight because my body's not ready, what would you say? You would criticize that motherfucker, but because it's Canelo, no backflip.
At 155,
because we love.
That's a lot, bro.
Dude, you guys. I mean, I get it.
So you're saying, saying he was ready for 160?
That 18-month killed Golovkin, man. He was done. It was done after that.
It was a year.
Golovkin aged longer than that. He aged badly.
By the way, I think Golovkin won the first fight.
The Jacobs fight.
I don't think the delay killed Golovkin. I think Golovkin proved Golovkin still he's a
sarcasm fight for it.
Golovkin has been proven to not be as good as he was hyped up to be, which that's no shame there.
Why is that?
Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Hold on.
I mean, he beat Canelo clearly the first time. So how can you, both times to me, but how can you say he's not that good when he beat the guy that you're defending?
Not what I said. Don't misconstrue what I said. I said he's not quite as good as he was built up to be. He was built up to be the greatest middleweight of all time.
No, he wasn't. No. Fight. That's where you're wrong. Nobody said he was gonna. I remember clearly everything that transpired during that period. Nobody said he was better than Hagler or whatever, or who was the Argentinian guy, Monzon.
Some people. Okay, some people were talking about maybe he'll end up being the greatest.
You tell him. You tell him.
But you can say that with every fighter if you think about it. You can go down the line of Mayweather's resume and say Mayweather has asterisks on all his biggest fights because they were either past their prime, weight drained, small. You know what I mean? Like, I can pick his resume apart like crazy.
Yeah, but fight sports starts with a premise. With the premise, it's like everybody said he was the best heavy middleweight of all time. Nobody said that, man.
No, that's not what I didn't say everybody. I said he was built up as being maybe he'll end up being the greatest middleweight of all time. And
nobody said
the layoff.
His comparison was to Bernard Hopkins for the middleweight title.
Hopkins.
That's
Hopkins is. Hopkins
I'm just saying that's where the comparison was really at. It was not
just that one alone.
Best middleweight
just
ever.
that one alone. Hopkins. Just that one alone. Hopkins' resume is better. So,
yeah. Well, who's the best? Who's the best one on his resume?
Trinidad.
No, little guy.
Welterweight.
Trinidad knocked out William Joppy, so he's
William Joppy.
A career welterweight.
The smallest middleweight he could find at the time. But anyways, I'm not going to discredit Bernard Hopkins.
Everybody, you can criticize Benavidez, you can criticize everybody the same way.
William Joppy, some respect.
I mean, William Joppy was okay, but who the fuck? I mean, no disrespect to Joppy, but come on. But anyways,
yeah, I mean, if you look at most of his resume, like Sid Vanderpool, some random Canadian, Antoine Eccles, and Robert Allen, he fought them both, I think, like 3 or 4 times. Both of those guys, not the most impressive middle. Whereas it wasn't until guys like Trinidad and De La Hoya moved up to fight him is when he got his respect. Which was
and De La Hoya was too small. Trinidad was too small. I thought De La Hoya was crazy for fighting him, but you know what? De La Hoya had balls. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna fight him." I was actually worried about De La Hoya. Dude, this guy's gonna
Canelo doesn't have balls.
Hey, when you fought in your
they're in your mouth, bro. They're in your mouth. That's where they're at.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're gargling. You got a G-string on.
And you're the one doing backflips every time.
And you're gagging, bro.
Every time.
You're triple gag. You're triple gag.
You know what's crazy is that they never bring up the Triple G controversy win over Chenko.
I'll bring it up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Was it close? But that's when he started
close fight. He did not win that fight. Stop it.
Triple G was been fading, bro. Like, think about it. Like, he got here late, so his window closed on him quick, bro. And that's every fighter. That's why Canelo's not fighting anybody, because he knows his window is pretty much at the end, and he just wants to cash out.
You're such a scammer, man. You're like, think about it.
It's like a car salesman.
Is that what they taught you at the fucking Boston Boys, bro?
He's so full of shit, man.
Boston Boys got way more clout than you'll ever have, bro. So stop. You'll never be on that level.
How much money did you make off that again? Remind us how much money you was making off that again.
How many views do you get, bro? Really, on
how much money were you making off that again?
Dude, I didn't have to make money. I didn't ask for money.
Okay, you did it for free.
Okay, man, but you're still wrong, bro. You're still wrong, bro.
Up to Ness, because Ness will let you run it how you want.
You're a fucking intern for the box.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're flexing internship. That's mad funny.
How much are you getting paid for your channel?
Believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
How much are you getting paid working for this dude?
What's that guy with the name? How much are you getting paid for your channel? That's my question.
How much were you spending working for that dude for free?
How much are you getting paid, bro? You do your channel for free. How much are you getting paid?
I mean, last time I checked, hold on. Last time I checked, bro, Sobers get paid through Discord to all the boosts that he gets. So he gets paid actually.
How much do you get paid?
I don't want to brag that all out, but you don't even think you said we're going to put out there. But the fact is, you said you work for free. You actually were spending your own money to get to the events and shit.
No, I got a lot.
Just because you want to eat fucking finger food next to Dan Raphael's fat ass.
Wait, no, I got.
Wait, you were interning to give Dan Raphael finger food, and you're flexing about that?
I was the guy who covered all of Texas, bro.
No, wait. Ask Steve Kim, who's Lumi slept in before the Triple G fight against Canelo.
It's funny because when Canelo would land, they're like, bro, go for it. They're like, bro, I got access to both. I got access to all of them. Canelo, Triple G, all of them. Like, it was fun to me. That's why I did it. I didn't give a fuck, dude. I got to make 6 figures. I'm retired. I don't need to do it. How much do you get paid for to run your shitty little channel that doesn't get any views? You do that more than I ever did that. So how much do you get paid?
You did that shit for like 5 years. Did you do that shit for like 5 years? Didn't you do that shit for 5 years? And then when you asked Ness for a check, you're like, hey, man, I've been here for 5 years. You think I could get some money? He told you to fuck off.
Every time Canelo was in Texas,
how come you don't work with him no more?
Holy shit.
I guarantee you asked for some money and he told you to fuck off.
Bro,
all of a sudden you're saying your hoes.
You don't work here no more.
I was in the room with Canelo every time he got here. You wish you can have that.
Did you get on your knees for him? Did you get on your knees for him?
No, I just interviewed him. I asked him good questions.
Okay, why you act like you're sitting? I was in the room with him, bro. I was in the room.
How many freckles you have on your face, Canelo? Answer me that.
That's what he said. He rejected his advances.
He's like, how many freckles do you have on your face,
Canelo? You'll never cover the boxing at the level I did. So just you wish, bro.
Well, you didn't get paid to do it, though.
It doesn't matter, dude. I was at every event, and sometimes I did get paid. I didn't have a set pay.
Now you got paid.
Oh, now you got paid now, huh?
Oh man.
Dude, I got free.
They give you a little tip. They give you a little tip when you park next to his car. They give you a little tip when you park next to his car.
Bro, the free hotels, free flights, fucking press row. Dude, fucking
free knee pads.
Yeah, dude, crazy restaurants. Dude, they
provided the knee pads. They were fresh every time.
At a badass restaurant. Well, who wouldn't take that?
Oh, the knee pads? Oh, I don't know.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody would.
Hey, plenty of women sucking fuck for some free food, bro. Congrats to you, man.
Dude, you'll never be on that level, bro. You're shitty little.
Plenty of women sucking fuck for a free meal, bro.
Even your name is stupid, bro. Like, you give it up. Like, I'm surprised.
Southpaw Lefty. My name is stupid. Your name is Southpaw Lefty.
Dude, yeah, because
that's like a double negative.
I'm not trying to be a host.
That's redundant, bro.
What's your channel called?
You know that?
What's your channel
called?
Guys,
just stop arguing, guys. Okay, guys, just stop, guys. Okay.
He's so mad, bro.
Put a plug in. What's your channel?
Go park next to his car, bro.
Dude, let's look at plug in your
park next to
channel.
his car, bro. Go park his car.
Yo.
What's your
go park his car, man. You get like a little $10
watch his car.
Go watch his. Go vacuum that shit too.
Dog, plug in your channel. What's your channel? Let's show the world your channel. Come on, let's show.
Le está sobando la cabeza.
I don't know my channel. Just type in my name, my username.
All right, let's see.
No, but I think like
he's so triggered right now. He's looking at my channel.
No, let's see how.
Look it up. Make sure you subscribe, okay? And you make sure you drop a like on all my videos too.
But the thing is, Sober gets.
I'm gonna give you a like, bro. Don't worry.
But Sober get most of his money through like the boost through like Discord. Like it's a way different revenue, man.
My accountant told me not to. My accountant just advised me not to disclose financials on the live stream.
Dude ain't getting no money out of this.
So many ways to get money, man. It's not like subscribers.
He's not getting money.
My accountant advised me not to disclose any financial exchanges during a live stream, so we'll just leave it at that, okay?
He spends hours a day out of his week and doesn't get paid.
My accountant
though, man. Like I think BDA would even tell you he doesn't make a whole lot of money doing what they're doing.
Okay, and if somebody told you, we're gonna give you credentials to
Hey, look, dude, I'm not bragging about nothing though. You get what I'm saying? You bragged about working for free at the boxing boys.
But you know what's funny is like I never brought it up.
You're no longer there. You're no longer there. What happened?
For a long time.
Why aren't you working anymore? Why aren't you working?
Here's the thing. Hold on.
Oh, you know what you're doing.
All right, let somebody else talk, man.
Yo, hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing though. There's two ways to like you get credentials. Either you buy them or you go buy like like one of those magazines or like a special one of the sports channels.
You gotta apply to credentials.
No, like dude, not me, dog. I've been there too. Like,
literally buy those.
Man.
You stop.
What events are you talking about?
Fucking buy those, dude.
Dude, dog, listen, man. You've been talking for like 25 minutes. Can I say something? Dude, you've been talking for like 25 minutes. Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes, Severino, go in.
Yeah, like this dude's been talking for like half an hour, right? Like, relax.
Okay, man. But you're slow when you make your point, so make it quicker, bro. Come on.
Again, let me finish, man. Goddamn.
Okay, but don't take 5 minutes this time.
We know how to talk.
Severino, take 10 fucking minutes.
No, the thing is, like, bro, like, there's like the only two ways you can get credentials, bro. Like, the company you work for buys them from you, so you just have to pick them up.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly how it works.
What? Exactly how that works, you fucking punk. The fuck you think that is? Because you say, hold on, dog. The thing is, like, bro, you're gonna tell me, like, now, like, these fucking people, like, behind the shadows, like, give you this special credentials. Like, bro, I know people also. Like, I mean, come on, man.
Promoters, everybody.
Yeah, dude, like, what the fuck?
Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, bro.
But you know what's funny? But you know what's funny is like it fell on my lap, right? You know what's funny because it fell on my lap because I was always just a fan that goes to all the fights. But I would hang out with but I would hang out with Steve Kim. So when I was with Steve Kim a lot. So every time we're partying after the fights, everybody's like, "Yo, who do you work for?" I'm like, "I ain't work for anybody. I just like the boxing." And then, so when I'm sitting there having lunch with Larry Merchant,
I don't work for anybody.
And Steve Kim is like, "Hey, you want to go have lunch with Larry Merchant?" Yeah, let's go. I was like, "Oh shit, dude, like when I'm having dinner with Triple G, when I'm interviewing Canelo, when I'm watching Canelo do his workouts, and I'm one of the only 10 people in the gym allowed in, bro. Like that.
Drop a link. Drop a link to your channel. Drop a link to your channel.
Okay, man, but that's fine.
Drop a link to your channel.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, but that's fine, man. But the point is,
drop a link
you can
to your
still
channel.
go. Yeah,
Look,
but
I'm gonna leave. I'll leave a picture of my credentials. Hold on. I mean, they're not all of them, but I put some of them up. And guess what?
No one's calling you a liar, bro. I believe
dude, those are journalistic licenses, man. Like, I mean, dude, you're not fooling anybody, man.
You don't know how media works, bro. You gotta apply for a credential.
Are you sure?
You don't know how it works. What the fuck?
Doesn't have any views, and you don't have.
Hold on. Listen, man.
Let me say something real quick. Hold on. Busho and BD, I know you guys are Steve Kim's your buddy, but who the fuck would brag about partying with Steve Kim, bro?
No, bro,
I would chill with him. Come on, man.
Yeah, they call that clout.
He's
man. Listen, BDA, we don't want to see the floating logo, having dinner with Steve Kim, man.
I need to add a picture on here.
Yeah, he's a shit.
It would be like
we only brag about partying with Ellie Setback. That's it. That's the one.
Oh man, exactly. Imagine
reporting.
Who wins? Who would you win? Who would win a fight? You or who's the chance?
Reporting. Yeah, but but here's the thing, man.
Like, annoying too.
Like, man, listen, man. You have a YouTuber being like the host of fucking The Zone, man. Like, I mean, come on, you don't really say nothing anymore.
He was a fucking groupie, Severino. He was a groupie following around the fucking boxers and shit, trying to brag to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I know exactly who you exactly.
But but that's the thing, bro. Like to do this stuff, you just gotta have a passion for it first.
No, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like for
boxing or
wait, hold on.
Some of the credentials.
Hold on. Like, listen, man. I don't know about anybody. Hold on, let me tell my pitch real quick. I don't know anybody else. Wait, hold on. Okay, man. I'm about to give you your props, man. Like, I don't know about anybody else, man, but I give you props, man, because that's actually kind of nice. You're enjoying what you like, you know? Like, that's still kind of cool, like, to a certain degree. You know, like, it's, at least myself, I'm trying to poo-poo your stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you think people are attacking you and shit. Like, nobody's attacking you, dog. Like, you're just, like, getting suffocated for something that's oversaid.
I am
attacking you, but I'm just saying, but you haven't heard me call a lot. So the thing is,
I've been calling
stutters,
bro.
Like,
you've been talking about people's podcasts, like,
let's move on. Nobody cares.
Subscribers. Yeah, you've been talking about hella shit, man.
This show for like 2 years, and I never brought that out. The only reason I brought it out because this not-nosed kid is like, oh, you don't know shit about boxing.
You know how you sound, bro.
Because you have a bullshit channel, like, doesn't mean anything, bro. Anybody can start a YouTube channel. You know,
no, but yeah, they're gonna put them hands on you, bro. You're gonna be looking stupid.
Bro, you sound like, you know how he sounds, bro? He sounds like one of those guys who gets up like the cops, like when they're running a scam, like on those body cams. The first thing they say is what? I don't have an ID. Sound like them, like your whole story shit. Like,
this guy sounds like a gypsy.
Look, I left it at work. Yeah, I'm a boxing reporter, so I was partying with Steve Kim, and you know, I must have
that's how I got this free check.
That's how I got the scene. I never even asked to do it. I was just around the who's who. People and the promoters and the managers, they start asking.
Steve Kim is waiting for me in the car.
Honey pads on me. There's no way.
Bro, you can't even afford to go to party, bro. Hey, Sobers, how many fights have you gone to and covered, bro? For real. How many fights have you bought a ticket to and went to?
Bro, the only reason you're in the fight is because you're covering, man. Guys, say shit the fuck.
No, I go to
how much money do you make doing that shit?
The talent.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I go to all the fights.
How much money do you
It's in all the states.
How many?
You know, when I hear somebody try to brag, it's a red flag, in my opinion. I mean,
well, I don't have to brag. I just posted it. And if, like, I'll show y'all pictures.
That's great.
Good.
Nobody asked. Look, this is the thing, though, Bucho. No one asked you for any of that information. You just started volunteering.
So listen, man. No, you didn't ask me, fucker. I just said it because you came on like a snot-nosed kid.
Hey, drop the link to your channel, bro. Drop the link to your channel.
Anything about boxing?
Drop the link to your channel.
How are you
drop the link to your channel
when you have a shitty ass channel nobody watches? Your content.
Drop the link to your channel.
Your name is stupid.
Drop the link to your channel.
To me, when I've done way more than you.
Drop the link to your channel. Hold on. Drop the link.
Bro, this is Wait, you said his name is stupid, but you have Southpaw Lefty. Like, what the fuck? Make up your mind. Make up your mind, dude. Like, what?
I was trying to run a channel. I come out with a good name. But I'm just being
retarded. Never Sobers. He's one of the best boxing channels on YouTube. I gotta tell you that.
Yes, it is.
It's a great place to go hang out, talk to people, talk boxing.
Never
I love it,
is
man.
a top 10 goon channel and all.
And to be honest, I got a lot of time off. I listen to all the shows. I listen to Malachi. I call him the Malachi.
Yo, Malachi's a clown, bro. I don't even want to hear that shit.
Steve Kim.
He's a fake ass coach. Dude.
He's being contrarian now.
I think Steve Kim is the boxing.
I can't believe you're flexing Malachi, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, I listen to everybody. I listen to the Boxing Voice. I listen to Malachi. I listen to Steve Kim. I listen to the Boxing Rant. I listen to Montero. Dude, you gotta listen to everybody because everybody has their different. Like, you guys
drop
got
the link to your channel. Drop the link to your channel, bro.
Dude, I don't want a channel. Why would I want it? I just go.
Well, you're saying you got all this footage. You got all this footage. You're close to all these boxers. You were on your knees close to so close to all these boxers. Drop the footage. You would get shot, bro.
It's funny that y'all were laughing at each other.
I am your leader says he probably calls Malachi coach.
It's funny though.
He said, hey coach. When he calls him, he's like, hey coach.
He calls Malachi daddy.
He loves company, I guess.
Wait, Southpaw Lefty, you said you interviewed fighters, right?
Yeah.
Well, where's the videos at? Did you record it with like no camera? It was just
you wouldn't make a whole bunch of money with those videos. You know that, right?
Go look.
You can make a whole bunch of money with those videos. You know that, right?
What?
You can make a whole bunch of money with those videos. You know that, right?
What are you talking about? That it gave me access.
No, he lost
exactly,
the rights.
Like footage and stuff.
Junior, he lost the rights when he was doing it for
you'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
bro. I even followed fighters through their camps and stuff. I just like doing it. Like, one of my best friends had a good run, and he was on Showtime a lot. He had a good. You know, he didn't go all the way, but that's how much I love boxing. I helped sponsor the kid at one point when he was getting started. I just love it that much. I was giving fighters my own money just to help them out, bro. Just because I like it that much.
We're still waiting for the link, man.
Huh? Just go look at the boxing.
We're waiting for the link, man.
I haven't done it in a while. Go look at it. I posted.
We're not gonna let it go, bro.
Hey, bro, I posted some credentials.
Go back 5 years in the Boxing Voice archive.
I posted the video.
You didn't post the link or get the fuck out, bro. Real talk.
Dude, I posted my credentials in the chat. I'll let y'all look them up.
I only see a picture with 2 left hands, bro. Like,
well, I'm a left-handed, but I stand orthodox. That's why I said, what's a goofy name?
It's called being autistic, man. It's called being autistic.
Caller, bro.
That's a
probably has like a Lego review channel or some shit.
Yeah, it is a goofy name. I'm not trying to be serious with it. Like, if I was starting a channel, I'd come up with something else.
If you're trying to be serious, why you punking never sobers? Yo. Oh,
I don't know, man. It's just it's like stirring up a beehive when you trigger the Canelo fanboys, and it goes down a rabbit hole. That's what it is. Like, that's how much y'all love Canelo.
Man, you love the fabric.
I mean, Canelo for me, he can retire tomorrow. I don't give a fuck.
This is insane. This is insane. You say something good about Canelo, and these people go crazy.
Yeah,
you have to like basically shit on him.
Here's the thing, BDA.
They can't get over it.
You know what's crazy? If you don't say something, good enough about one of their fighters, oh no, you're a hater.
It's crazy.
I don't use the word hater, bro. That's low IQ.
But this is BDA boxing. It's all about debates, and let's keep it going. All right. Is there anything else we can talk about that's not credential?
We can talk about the upcoming fight like Cepeda and Stevenson, and
Yeah, what do you think about that fight? I mean, does Cepeda have a chance? I was talking about the judges.
Absolutely.
That's going to be an issue, in my
Southpaw
opinion.
Lefty break down that fight. I want to hear Southpaw Lefty break down that fight.
Do with your left hand, please.
I'll break it down.
Go ahead.
We're
I mean, Shakur's of course the favorite, but like he has brittle hands, and if he can't keep Cepeda off of him, then it's Cepeda can, especially if he hurts his hands. You know what I mean? So Cepeda has a shot, but the thing is, when you're fighting a guy like Shakur, when you're used to seeing guys throw 80 punches around, Shakur's gonna cut that down because he throws you off just with his timing and his footwork. I mean, angles. I mean, I can't stand the kid, but he's good at defense. I just wish he had more offense. The favorite's him, but I'm going for Cepeda. But I think if I was to put a gun to my head, I'd have to pick Shakur.
What's his defense? I'm curious. What's his defense consist of?
Just movement, bro. He has good reflexes. He moves his but he knows how to control the distance with his feet. He knows how to be exactly at the right point where all he has to do is just pull back. Because when somebody comes at him, he knows he takes just like a little scoot, half a step, just however much he needs. So if the guy throws at him, he could lean back or do that little or move to an angle. But he's like a cat, bro. I'll give him that.
He has done that so far. No, you're right. He has done that so far with smaller guys. You put somebody, same size, same speed, aka De Los Santos, he ain't doing that shit. He's jumping 8 feet away from that shit.
Bro, I'm going for Cepeda, bro. I'm going for Cepeda. But the thing is,
but you're kind of right. Like, Shakur still have a big. I think I have this fight 50-50. If Shakur doesn't have his hand, brittle up in this fight, he has a big chance to even not knocked out, but knock down Cepeda. But the thing is, in my opinion, and well, not my opinion, just like these just are the facts. What's his name? What was that? The guy Cepeda for last?
Farmer, Tevin Farmer.
Yeah, Farmer and Stevenson. They're not the same fighter. Farmer, he moves way more than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson always give off the body shots. And when he sees he can step on your foot, which is cheating, he start like complaining on the ref and start hugging and stuff or jumping all over the place. But I still have him if he can execute his game plan. But it's gonna be really, really difficult with Cepeda because Cepeda is big, he's fast, he's durable. His shins. It's a little bit to be questioned, but the thing is, he throws so many punches that you're gonna caught him between some of those punches, and but you're still gonna get caught with 5, and he's still gonna stand up and still gonna grind you over. Because the thing is, even if you knock him down, I didn't see him being discouraged or out of gas, but at any point. So it will be a point that he can get knocked out just out of balance, in my opinion. Not like, he's gonna get like cracked or like, like wobbled, nothing like that. It's gonna get like knocked down just like Trinidad used to get knocked down. Just like being a punk.
How many dick punches you think he's gonna land?
I mean, I don't think he got away with it just because what's his name? Consenso is not an inside fighter by any means. He's also like to clinch in the inside. But if he goes to the wheelhouse of Cepeda, he's gonna get caught with a lot of uppercuts on his way in.
All right.
And they like to jab and clinch a lot. So
somebody's gonna get arrested. I hear a siren in the background. Holy shit!
It's Southpaw Lefty for being a little bitch.
Yeah. That's what you get for clinching, man.
That's so clever, bro. That's fucking funny, dude.
You're gonna take your little bitch jail, bro.
Yeah, you sound like one. You sound like a little bitch.
I mean, come on, guys, get it
Come up
together.
with something better, bro. I'll laugh.
Where's the link at?
He's a Canelo fan. That's why he's a Canelo fan. Southpaw, he's a Canelo fan.
I'm not even a Canelo fan.
I never said I hated him. I respect the guy. I just tell it like it is.
But you can stop talking about him. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
talking about somebody else, man.
I said he ducked him and we went down the rabbit hole, bro.
Damn, bro.
Once you say something bad about Canelo, it's like
everybody's a Canelo fan. I'm a Canelo fan. He's a Canelo fan.
Good.
The chat is a Canelo fan. Holy
Dude,
shit.
we were talking about a completely different fight, and you bring up Canelo out of nowhere, bro.
No, they did.
You have some problems, man.
You're the Latino version of
You have some
Barack.
problems,
It's
bro.
embarrassing.
Yeah, you need some help, bro.
They just did, bro. They brought up Canelo. We were talking about Canelo Crawford. What are you talking about? All I said was Canelo.
We were talking about Cepeda Stevenson, dog.
The younger guy, and then it just spun off from there.
That was like 2 hours ago, dog. We were talking about Cepeda. We were talking about Cepeda Stevenson, man. Let Canelo go.
I didn't bring him up. Y'all did.
Okay, let it go then.
I didn't bring him up. Someone else did.
All right, let them go, right? Let them guys go, man. God damn, it's always about Canelo. You guys were talking about that shit like for 2 hours. God damn, what are we going to talk about next? How many freckles he has on his face?
There's not a lot of boxing on, really, man.
Hey, what do you guys think about the fight?
Dude, we were talking about a different fight, and y'all guys were Canelo.
Okay. Any more thoughts on this Shakur Cepeda fight? Anything else?
How about like the main event? You know, the Berlanga delusional ass.
The main event.
Well, can I talk about Canelo?
On the Shiraz fight.
Wow, damn, you gotta.
Can I talk about Canelo?
No.
No. I just want to say no.
Where are we going here? Where are we going?
That whole event is going through some turmoil because now Dana White and TKO are no longer going to put it on, and now they're going to put it on the same night as the UFC fight, and it might not even be in Vegas. They're talking about Texas or
good.
What other state was it?
Good. So gonna watch it at home.
Vegas is shit now. Nobody's going there. It's empty.
Yeah, I heard that they might put it at the AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. That'll be a good.
Oh, that'll be great. Oh yeah, it's like Pacquiao when he fought Margarito, I think. He was there. It was a huge.
I was there.
He fought Claudia.
There you go.
Too, I believe. Yep,
Claudia did a bigger crowd, but
Claudia.
I think.
Yeah,
but he stunk up the joint, man. That shit stuck.
Claudia and Margarito. Yep, he fought there twice.
Oh, they fought it. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I wonder what's going to happen because now that it sounds like there's something going on with Dana and Turkey. Because now,
we don't want Dana in boxing. I don't want Dana in boxing. I don't trust the guy.
Yeah, I don't blame you, and it's crazy because that fight's going on in Guadalajara, right? So it's like in the UFC one, the UFC knows it.
Oh yeah.
Where's Kung Fu TV at, bro? He begs to differ. Someone bring him in.
Dana White, get all these fuckers. Yeah.
Kung Fu. He was here before. Kung Fu Brandon?
No, Kung Fu TV.
Yeah, Julio.
Julio.
Julio TV.
That calls Julio.
Julio. He'll be here.
Yeah, same shit.
All right, so I didn't know. Okay, so the UFC is having an event in Guadalajara, Mexico. That's fucking crazy. But who do you think? Okay, who's gonna be fighting in that card? Like, can it compete against Canelo?
No, because that's that's his hometown. That's like somebody competing with Manny Pacquiao in Manila. It's like, and they're gonna have
depending on the
yeah, but what about the US audience? I mean, whoever. I mean, overall.
Too big. It's too big because it's a marquee match. It's Crawford Canelo. Everybody's just gonna remember the casuals.
But I'm gonna tell you something though too. It's also depending on the card too. And we know Canelo's fights, they're not really famous for like really good undercards.
No, but Turkey's going to bring it, bro. If Turkey's beefing with Dana, and he's going to put a good undercard on regardless, because that's what he likes that. But
but the thing is,
Canelo, if he's beefing with Dana and trying to drown his card, he's going to even put on a bigger show. Like,
but the thing is, like, regardless, man, Crawford and Canelo is still going to ask for a lot of money. You know, and then these guys are not particular heavyweights either way. So Turkish has been losing money for a while. So I don't really think they're gonna like pack these undercards. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna put like
money to blow, man.
Hold up. Okay. But hit me out. He can have all the money in the world, but the thing is, you know, you only get into a certain points, and also he has managers around him that he's gonna let him like blow all that money away. You know. Also, like, you only can spend a certain amount of money into, like, you get hit with some tax. You get hit with taxes, you know. Like, and you don't want that. Like,
but yeah, that's why you bring it to Texas. Texas they won't tax it as much. And it's going to do more than 1 million pay-per-view buys because Canelo does over 500,000 with anybody. So with Crawford, it's going to do like 1.5, maybe even 2. because they're gonna build this up. Because this is like the next Mayweather Pacquiao like level event where it's like everybody's just gonna get sucked into it.
No, yeah, but the thing is, I was about to get to that point. Like, I get it. They're like stars in their own right, even though the star names are being diminished lately. You know, they're getting old, both of them, and they're not being the most active lately either way. But the thing is, again, it also depends on the undercard. You know, like who you put in. If the other guys are not busy, you know what I mean? Because if you got the guys already, God damn, let me stop cutting me off, man. Okay, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I keep thinking you're done because you pause, bro. My bad.
No, but I was like, I was in the middle. No, dog. Yeah, but I was in the middle of the sentence, man. Like, stop being an asshole, dog. The thing is, yeah, but the thing is, like, you know, everybody's gonna have like an event, and everybody's gonna have something scheduled, like Boots, like maybe Virgil, or all those guys. They're gonna have like a future fight. So the thing is, they're probably either gonna have something scheduled like along the lines. Like they don't want to have like a fight like before it or during, like you know what, to have something scheduled. So like that's the thing. Like if everybody's making great events, I think they're just gonna have like a meet on the card. If you were to ask me, and then just have like leave the main event be whatever. You know, but you're right too. You know, they're probably gonna bring a lot of pay-per-views, maybe not, but it all depends on the other card, man. Hopefully they put some heavyweights under it, you know, and some like heavyweights on as well. You know,
I think they're gonna have a good undercard, but I don't think it matters because
hopefully, man.
It has Canelo and Crawford on the poster. That's what's gonna sell it. The undercard's not gonna sell it. And if they have it at Cowboy Stadium, that venue itself creates hype, and people think that Al Heyman was this genius that made Spence a big star when really he had two promoters. He had what's his name, fucking the guy that owns the Cowboys,
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones was like pretty much like a second promoter for him, because you get when they have events at that building's crazy, man. It's the event itself at the building that also helps create hype.
Not really. Like the relationship that will happen is, and I'll explain what's going on. Is the thing is, Spence and his relation with like Jalabizi and some of those guys, he actually have like inner connections with like those guys with the Cowboys in the locker room. That he also have a couple of interviews, you know, I think like with All the Smoke and all that. And after the fight, he got invited to like the locker rooms and shit. Like he wasn't really his manager. He was just like, you know, like a Texas guy, you know.
Yeah, but Cowboys is the biggest, most powerful franchise. I don't like them. I can't stand the Cowboys, but I will say they're the richest, biggest, most powerful franchise in sports. Yeah. So when you have that franchise pushing a boxer, it's gonna help him a lot.
Again, they were not really pushing him. He was just like, you know.
I don't know. I was down here, bro. Like the Cowboys were pushing him. The players, the coaches. He was all over. Like they would put him on the screen.
Yo, Junior, just stop talking, bro. Just let him yap about it.
Yeah, because I'm down here in Texas. I've been to all the fights at that building. Every fight they had there, I've been there. So I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Man, if he was really a sponsor, man, to this day he was still going to those games, man. I'm telling you, like he actually knew somebody in there, like because of a relationship with like Yella Beezy. Like everybody knows that.
Yella didn't come till later in his career, and that's when he started fucking up.
No, they know each other for a while, though. They just never made it public, but they know each other for a while. Like Spence, he's not 12 years old, man. Like
the Dallas Cowboys carry way more weight. That makes Yella Beezy look like an ant.
I'm not saying he carry more weight than Yella Beezy, dog. I'm saying he got connected through the Cowboys because Yella Beezy knows players from the Cowboys.
No, Jerry Jones is a boxing.
But his connection. Hold up, but his connection started, you know, back in 2017. That's when his connection started with the Cowboys.
I don't know how we met. Maybe it was Yella Beezy, but dude, Jerry Jones
I explain you how, man. He knew some players, and then he got through Jerry Jones through his players. That's how he got one. Then he got invited by a couple of podcasts. If you remember, right before the Spence fight, that was his second appearance or third appearance in one of those like football players podcast. He was like, "Oh man, I don't know." Like I remember.
That would be like a fighter. That would be like a fighter that's getting hype and push from the Los Angeles Lakers. You know what I mean? A team like, because the Lakers are like the basketball Cowboys. that would be like a boxer that's getting a push from the Lakers franchise.
Yeah, but it's not okay. But let me just finish. Like he actually appeared in like many of those like football players podcasts. Like he actually knows a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like that's like the way he got through. You know, like the Jerry Jones and all those things. But if he was sponsored by him, he will still be going to this day. And that will never let him drive that fucking Ferrari at like 3 a.m. Like they're gonna protect that asset, man.
Nah, you can't protect fighters, bro. You couldn't even protect the cat cow. Like
here's a difference, though. Here's the key difference. Do you never see Ryan Garcia driving anything? Why? Because he's sponsored by something. You're an asset. You know what I mean? They don't care if you're a boxer. Hold up. If you know about investments, you're not gonna let your asset just wreaking his life like crazy because you invest in millions. You invest millions of dollars in this motherfucker.
So what happened to Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, he still has his own shit, man. He never drove a car in his life until he went broke.
He was the biggest star in the world. What was he doing?
He never. Well, my point is, but he never got into an accident like that. That's my point.
And he got into Tank Davis. Tank Davis, they don't. You can't control fighters.
Tank Davis is a hood rat, man. He's not at the level to Mike Tyson, man. He's not Mike Tyson. Okay, but he's not Mike Tyson, man. I mean, come on.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's protecting assets. You can't give these fighters curfews. I mean, some fighters.
Tank Davis is not Mike Tyson, man. Tank Davis is not Mike Tyson. Crawford, so what are you talking about?
Canelo, those guys that are disciplined, they don't fuck around. That's because they don't want to fuck around.
They don't have crazy sponsors, man. That's what goddamn, man. None of them are sponsored by Gatorade. None of them are like, producing $400 million. Canelo is like one of them, and he probably doesn't drive either.
Now you're that rich.
Like when you're an asset, bro, like you're not a regular human being that you just go to the store. They put your bodyguards, you want it or not. They're protecting that money, man. I mean, come on. Don't start comparing like Tank Davis with like come on.
Because they're asset.
Next thing you know, he's gonna compare him to Jake Paul, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like what the fuck? You're saying like random shits, man.
Dude, Jake Paul's a star, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro.
Jake Paul's a star. If you don't,
he's just messing with you.
Yeah, Jake Paul's
just messing with you, man. He's messing with you.
Davis.
Yeah, he's messing with you.
No, I think he's bigger than Tank. I think he is bigger than Tank.
He is bigger than Tank.
He is bigger than Tank. That's the point.
You know what the sad thing is? Him and Canelo. Canelo's 1 and he's 2, and that's kind of sad, but that's the truth.
Yeah, sad truth, but yeah.
But it's boxing's fault because boxing wasn't making the fight.
Here's the thing. I think Jake Paul is helping boxing his own little way.
Yeah.
Like the thing that he did for Serrano, man, is really and Katie Taylor. That shit was really amazing. Because that Mike Tyson fight was a fraud, but that Katie Taylor was a really, really good fight. That and he paid. I think he was like the first one as a promoter who paid those women like after $2 million. Because I think the most they ever got paid was like 1.5 maybe. But yeah, he's doing things. He's doing things. He's a clown, but
dude, I argue
respectable things for boxing, man.
Yeah,
a lot of boxers hated him at first, and I was arguing with them, boxers that I know, and they were criticizing. I'm like, look, you're looking at it the wrong way. I go, man, if I was a promoter and I had a fighter, I would fucking do everything I could to get my fighter on one of his cards because it's gonna sell. I mean, what's that one kid, Love? He did pretty good. I mean, Mario Barrios, I know this kid from San Antonio, dude. He made $3 million on the Tyson undercard. So I'm like, bro, he's helping like. And I was at that Tyson fight, bro. That shit was live. I mean, the fight sucked, but that was like.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jake Paul is helping boxing in his own little way,
Yeah. The Haktua girl was there. I was looking for her, man. I wanted to take a picture with her, but I couldn't find her.
So she can Haktua you ass.
This guy's a fucking groupie, bro. Did you hear him?
No, it was crazy, dude. They had all kinds of YouTubers.
Will you hawk on my Tua? Who? Looking ass.
Yeah, man, I want to see Haktua, man.
Yeah, it was funny, bro. It's fun. You gotta have fun with it, bro. You gotta have fun when you're at an event, bro. You gotta drink. It's more than the fights, bro. I go to a lot of fights, bro. So I'm just telling you, you gotta.
Me too, man.
You gotta go have.
Hey, bro. I know you told us like a fucking 100 times already. We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sober.
That's 101, bro. That one was for you.
Yo, Sovers, like I don't be posting like hella videos of me going to fights and shit all the time. Like, I'm not be bragging about it, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's cool.
Hey, you met
yeah,
Dougie.
like, you know,
It's not ammo in an argument, though. You know what I mean?
yeah, like, you know, I actually know those guys personally. I train with them too, so I'm not been talking about it either.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like you gotta have fun at the event. Man.
Yeah, you go to an event to have fun. Like, what the hell? You go there to go throw cans? Like,
but
that's what black out, bringing
you know,
see where the night
that's
takes
what sucks. But that's what sucks when if you have to work.
You just don't have anything to say, you know, like.
Here,
I mean, no offense,
man.
but
It sucks, bro.
you seem like that guy that'll bring glow sticks to the events.
For real. I'm like a gigantic belt.
No, not really, but if you
not really. So you would think about it. So that's not a no, right?
Nah, I've never been a glow stick guy. I'm a heavy metal fan, bro. I'm not that much of a raver.
Nah,
that don't make sense, dog.
Yep.
Hey, a fight to look out for this weekend. Angelo Leo and Tomoki Kameda. That's going to be a good scrap in Japan.
Fucking 4 in the morning, bro.
I mean, shit, man. It would be hard to like. Why is that fucking fight, man? I'm up to, man. But when is it on a Friday? Like Friday morning type shit?
That's it's on a So it's gonna be like
a 5 or 6, depending on where you live.
But catch the replay. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good scrap because both Kameda brothers come to fight Angelo.
I mean, I wake up around like 4 in the morning every day, like around like 4:40, 4:30 in the morning, because I have got to be at work around 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, man, because I like the Japanese fighters because they're respectful and they have a badass market. I want it to grow. But Angelo Leo, man, I like his story is crazy, man. I feel for the guy. Dude was homeless. He fucking worked his way back up on Showbox, and he came back and got that upset knockout of the year. Like, I'm happy for that kid, man. It's one of those fights I don't want to see either guy lose, but you know it's got to happen. It's the sport.
Yeah, I like Angelo Leo.
Yeah, and but the thing is, if he wins, I think they'll match him up with Espinosa, and if those two fight, man, that's gonna be a war, bro. I think Espinosa's gonna win, but Leo's gonna fight his heart out.
Mm-hmm. I heard that they were gonna Carrington is Espinosa's mandatory. I heard they might do Espinosa Carrington. I think that's a good fight too.
Yeah, anything Espinosa is must see, man. That guy's just getting better and better, man. He puts it all together, man. He's just a good guy, bro. Did y'all see in the locker room when he went in there and he was crying because he saw his guy like laid out on the table, like just with a towel over his face, and he felt bad and he started crying for his opponent that he fucked up. But he's just a good dude, man. If you see like videos of him in Mexico, like dude singing, he's fucking with his people in his village, bro. Like that's like a real dude right there. Oh shit, my damn cat fucking.
All right, I think everybody's tired. Maybe it's time to call it a night
play some
here.
Fortnite if anybody's on. No, I'm just kidding, y'all.
Yeah, we heard softball.
I'll tell y'all some stories next time.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, just drop the link.
That'd be great. That would be great.
Yeah. Boxing voice. Shout out to Somers.
So Somers, he said all that shit, but he never dropped the link, huh?
All right.
Not one video.
I'll be okay, guys. Okay, I'll be back. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for joining us. We'll do this. Oh no, wait. I think there's gonna be a show tomorrow. It's gonna be BDA hosting, maybe, but for sure, I might do. Well, for sure, I don't want to say for sure, but I can do. I guess a show on Friday, depending on what happens with the news. But yeah, there's not a lot of going on. We are working on projects. Don't worry. We have a life. We have jobs. We can't just be doing BDA boxing. But I am working on a video during my free time. BDA is also going to be probably posting a video tomorrow, actually. Preview for a big fight. You guys will see what the video is about. So yeah, don't worry. We're still active. It's just that, there's not much going on. And we're working on other projects. And for BDA boxing, of course. But we will have more live streams, don't worry. I mean, as we approach big fights, you guys know we're there covering those fights. So anyways, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a good night. Take care.